Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune in to Kyle Brust and Nortman every day from 2 to 5. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
It is KBN here on ESPN Wisconsin, 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, and 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam. I am Kyle Wallace, remote, but back in the One Call That's All Gruber Law Office's studio is my good buddy, my good friend, Bradley Norman. How you doing today, Brad?
I am doing quite well. This is how I know that Kyle is feeling some effects. He didn't even say it's a great day to be alive on this Friday.
It is a great day to be alive. It is. I'm just trying to make you through this great day to be alive.
I hear you. Well, it might be like how there are several Packers on the injury report. Kyle Wallace might be on the injury report a little bit too, but you know what? He shows up to play in the same way that I want to see Jordan Love show up to play on Sunday.
Listen, how much I love me some Jordan Love and love me some me. Me and Jordan Love's conditions are not the same. I can push through and power through like a champion, unlike my boy Jordan Love, where we're going to talk about that a little bit later on about whether or not we believe he should be pushing through or should we have Malik Willis starting on Sunday. But again, this is Kyle Bruston Nortman. And Brad, yesterday I know you and Ben had a great show. I tapped in for a little bit. I saw some people on the YouTube saying that Matty Hayes looked like me, I guess. They said, oh, Matty Hayes, you look different now. But there was some news that was broken yesterday that you guys were talking about as you're at Pato about some lines and some bets, Brad. Is this true? Is it true that the Green Bay Packers line for wins total for the season has shifted down?
Yeah, Kyle, yesterday, as I'm preparing for the show, preparing to go to Potawatomi Sportsbook to air KBN yesterday, I'm perusing the site, right? I'm seeing what the lines are, just kind of curious, keep them top of mind. And I just about fell out of my chair when I saw that the Packers over-under, if you remember, it was 9.5 before the season. It's now 8.5. 8.5 wins for the total season of 2024. Not only that, but they are now third in likelihood to win to the division, just slightly behind the Minnesota Vikings. And
wait a minute, time out. Wait a minute. This is breaking news to me. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. The Packers are third in the NFC North now. We're behind the Vikings.
As Potawatomi Sportsbook would have it out based on odds, right? That you would be able to put money down. It's the Lions 1. It's the Minnesota Vikings 2. Slightly behind that, it's the Green Bay Packers. I believe the Lions were plus 110, so very likely. Then I think it was plus 300 for the Vikings, plus 350 for the Packers. Saying that in the eyes of the odds makers, at this point in time, Minnesota Vikings more likely to make the playoffs than the Green Bay Packers. And then the final one, it was, will the Green Bay Packers make the playoffs, yes or no? And it was, again, based on the odds, more likely no than yes, based on how you had to put money down. So, Kyle, I just about fell out of my chair. First of all, the 8.5 over-under win total. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I was trying to do my best.
Yeah.
Nobody is Kyle Wallace, but I was trying to do my best Kyle Wallace and saying easy money on that one.
Oh, my gosh. And that really what kind of makes me want to ask KBN Nation and also ask you is, like, does that concern you? I know you say it's easy money, right? The over-under for the Green Bay Packers has shifted now at Potawatomi Sportsbook from 9.5 to start the season to now being 8.5, only 2 games in when the Packers are 1-1. And I want to know, what does Vegas know? What does Pato know that we don't know, Brad? Are you concerned, or do you really think it's easy money?
Oh, man, nobody says it like you, Kyle. And I'm curious. And Chris Larson, our producer today, I'd love to get that up on Twitter. Is the Green Bay Packers win total dropped to 8.5, and I guess you could even say third in the NFC North. Is this one concerning or two easy money? To me, it's easy money, Kyle. This is just quick reaction to just the initial impression of the NFL season, right? And to be honest, if you would have just right before the game in Brazil, Packers versus Eagles, at this point, I expected them to be 1-1. I didn't expect them to beat the Eagles. I did expect them to beat the Colts, regardless of who is at quarterback. So I sit here today knowing that Jordan Love might return Sunday, but he almost certainly will return the week after, to thinking, well, they're in no different position than what I thought they would be in, regardless of Jordan Love. So not only that, I think the defense has proven that they're not elite, and I'm not even sure they're very good yet, but they're certainly good, and they can turn the ball over. They've established the running game, the Green Bay Packers. So I think that this team is well situated. My personal expectations have not changed whatsoever. I still see this team as a 10 or 11 win team, and I think that I put my money where my mouth is at Pato. I took the over on 8.5, and I think it's easy money. And the only thing that I can think of is that as I look at their schedule, it might be slightly harder than what we initially thought, right? I mean, we didn't quite think that some of these teams would be good, like the Colts and the Texans. But, I mean, I chalked up 2 victories right away to the Green Bay Packers, to the Minnesota Vikings. Well, Minnesota might be a little bit better than we think. The Arizona Cardinals, same thing. I thought, easy win. Well, they might be pretty good, too. 2 other teams that are 2-0 in the NFC. The Saints and the Seahawks later in the season. The Packers both play them. I thought those would be easy wins. So maybe the schedule, now that we've seen the teams play out, might have gotten harder. But Kyle, it's only been 2 weeks. It's only been 2 weeks. It's easy. It's not easy to win a game in the NFL, but it's easy for a team to look good over 2 weeks. To sustain that over 17 games, that's completely different. So to me, easy money, baby. What do you think, Kyle?
800-990-3776. That's the ESPN Wisconsin talking text line. Also watching streamers live on ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube and ESPN Madison on YouTube. But Brad, for me, I'm still thinking it's easy money. I can't believe after 2 games, 2 weeks, after a game where the Green Bay Packers played without their starting quarterback in Jordan Love, and they sat there and had Malik Willis in the game, and they found a way to win that football game. And let's be honest, the Packers dominated that football game offensively because the Colts found no way to stop the running game, and defensively the Green Bay Packers forced multiple turnovers, and then on top of that they had other issues where there was fumbles and different things like that. The Green Bay Packers dominated that game in all 3 phases. So it is a surprise to me that we come and now see the Packers only at 8.5 wins. 8.5 wins. What I really don't understand, Brad, is I understand the Arizona Cardinals, they look better than what we thought they were going to be. The Minnesota Vikings look better than what we thought they were going to be. But at the end of the day, I don't care how they look. I have Jordan Love, and I have an offense that still is humming and still is really, really good. So I don't understand how this dropped whatsoever, and I think the Packers blow by this easily blow by this. So I think you made a great bet yesterday, and maybe you can use that money to buy something for your house or buy something for your beautiful, beautiful wife, Lexi.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea. I'm already counting the winnings. It might be a little bit too early for that.
Don't do that now. Don't do that now, Brad, because you know some people spend it before they got it, Brad. I don't want you in debt now. You're usually fiscally responsible.
Yeah, I'm not that reckless. But I felt a lot of confidence placing that bet. And I just look at this team, and to me, it's every year is a new year, right? But there is a little bit of borrowing from previous years, right? And you look at this team and you say, you wonder about Arizona and the Minnesota Vikings. Those are those ones we brought up. The team has changed slightly over the course of the year, but you can't pull back from prior years to say, hey, I have a proof of concept that I know these ingredients in this team will work together. For the Green Bay Packers, we can say that. We can say, look, I have seen what the finished product looks like. The offense in particular has not changed all that much. If anything, they should have taken a step forward. If anything, you've got a bell cow and now Aaron Jones for establishing the run. Everyone's a year older on the offensive line, receivers, and most importantly, Jordan Love. And you have a mastermind in Matt LaFleur calling the plays. So offensively, I have more of a proof of concept over some of these other teams. And maybe there's question marks on defense and special teams, but week by week, they're starting to answer those questions. So to me, I just don't see it, Kyle.
Yeah, the thing is that you just talked about there with the versatility of this offense. It just amazes me. So I just don't understand how in the world people could watch the Green Bay Packers the first 2 weeks, right? And I understand the Philadelphia Eagles, they lost. They lost against the Atlanta Falcons. It's a week-to-week football league. I get that. But for me, what we saw them do against the Falcons, the way they did not win the game, but the way they competed in that game in Brazil where they played against the Eagles, and then see what they did week 2 in a completely different way, but still found a way to win a football game, that just shows you how deep this football team is. That just shows you how great Matt LaFleur is, but more importantly, that shows you how much confidence that football team has. When you have to play a different brand of football from 1 week throwing the ball 28 plus times to the next week sitting there running the ball 50 plus times, but find a way to win that game, that just shows you the versatility of what this Green Bay Packers football team is. If anything, I would think people would walk away saying that is a dang good football team, and when Jordan Love's come back, we're going to be very, very afraid. 800-990-3776. That is the ESPN Wisconsin Talking Text line. I want you all to join in on this conversation because if I was in Milwaukee right now, I would definitely go down there and place a bet just like you did, Brad, because I truly don't understand how you can look at this football team and think that they're going to take a step back, because that's another thing, Brad. This is basically the odd makers saying that the Green Bay Packers are actually going to take a step back from what they were last year. And that's the thing that is most surprising to me, because like you just talked about, we see the progress, the proof of concept. So you're saying they're going to take a step back, and to me that makes no sense. 8.5 wins basically says this is a 500 football team. And I don't think anything about this Green Bay Packers team is a 500 football team. I think they're much better than that.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Kyle. And I think about what an 8-9 team looks like. I mean, you're not even knocking on the door to the playoffs. You're not really a threat to the playoffs. There were plenty of teams that finished 9-8, which would be over this amount, that didn't make the playoffs. The Packers are the tiebreaker for some teams. So the only way, I said this a little bit earlier, the only way that I don't see this happening is if there is some sort of like Jordan Love injury. Maybe that's baked into the expectation, but I'll tell you this.
He practiced in pads this week. What are they doing?
I mean, he's clearly a freak recovery, which is pretty impressive, and what you hope for out of a guy that you've spent so much money on. But
recovers faster than I do, Brad.
Yeah, sure does. Well, that's what happens when you're young and youthful, not older like you and I. But if all the main guys stay healthy, there would be no other emotion but shocked that I would feel if this team doesn't make the playoffs. Make the playoffs and easily go over 8.5 wins. I mean, even when I ran this by, and we talked to this yesterday on KBN with Brian Balaga, Jason Wilde, I mean, those guys have seen decades of Packer football, and Brian Balaga strapped it up, and it'll be a future Packer Hall of Famer. They said they thought that was easy money, too. They didn't see a world where their expectations had changed whatsoever, still looking at double-digit wins. So I don't know what the odds makers are seeing out there, but I certainly am not seeing it.
They're drunk. I'm going to tell you this right now. As a Green Bay Packer fan, it would be absolutely disappointing and devastating if the Green Bay Packers did not win more than 9 football games this year. If the Green Bay Packers don't make the playoffs this year, despite Jordan Love being out, looking like he has a chance to play on Sunday, but looking like he'll probably be back within at least the next 2 weeks, if the Packers don't make the playoffs, it would be completely devastating, and it would be a bad season, a terrible season for this football team. And so, especially after the high that we are on as Packers fans of seeing them do what they did on Sunday against the Colts, it would be heartbreaking if the Green Bay Packers did not win more than 9 games and the Green Bay Packers did not make it to the playoffs, because one thing the Packers have consistently done throughout my lifetime is they lived up to expectations. Now, understand sometimes those expectations were Super Bowl, but that's tough to put on a team. But overall, when it comes to being a competitive football team, winning the NFC North, making the playoffs, that is something that we have put, those are expectations we have bestowed upon the Green Bay Packers, and they have consistently followed through with being that football team. So this will be something that we cannot handle, because what we are so used to is steps in the right direction. When Aaron Rodgers went 6-10 in his in his first season as a starter for the Green Bay Packers, we all expected them to take the next step, and that's exactly what they did the following season. And so with Jordan Love last year actually making the playoffs, winning a playoff game, competing against the 49ers in the divisional round, it would be an utter disaster if the Green Bay Packers did not make the playoffs this year. And so that's why I believe, and a lot of Packers fans believe, this is easy money, just because of the history that we have with the Green Bay Packers and the organization that we are. We're an organization that had Malik Willis as a starting quarterback within 20 days and gave him his first career win, gave him his first career touchdown pass as well. How great are we, Brad?
I mean, that's pretty impressive. Not a lot of franchises can do that. And that's why when I put Matt LaFleur in my top 5 NFL head coaches, one of the reasons was not only his track record, how many coaches can do that? How many coaches can take a guy like Malik Willis, showed up 2.5 weeks later, raw in his shaping of his quarterback skills, and being able to run an offense literally before the game. We were hearing reports of people saying the dude can't play football, and he went out there
at football,
can't make reads, can't call the plays, and what do you know? He goes out there and looks like a baller. Thank you to Matt LaFleur and the rest of the supporting staff, and Malik Willis a little bit.
I mean, he looked like a game manager baller. I don't know.
Balling nonetheless.
Maybe we have different definitions. Maybe you're comparing him to your great passing career that you had as a punter in the NFL, which you did.
Right. One for one. Perfect passer rating. 27 yards. Let's go.
I cannot beat that. And something else that you cannot beat is Brian D., who is the director of content right here for ESPN Milwaukee. Brian D. is currently, he wasn't in our meeting. He's using our pre-show meeting, but he was going for a run. And he was going for a run because he is training for a marathon that he is raising money for Camp One Step. And we want to tell you all a little bit more about this great initiative that Brian D., our director of content, has. So Brian D. will join us live from the treadmill as he is training for his marathon where he'll be raising money for Camp One Step. So we're going to talk to him live. You definitely want to stay here so you can learn more about this. But you are listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman right here on ESPN Wisconsin.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN.
Student Athlete Support Fund is something I was looking at. I'm ultimately likely going to give to this College of Letters. I was in life.
Long week.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Whether it's live or in podcast form, you've heard us on air with all of our shenanigans.
Gabe, I'm throwing some. Why are you throwing? I don't want.
Now see your favorite 94.5 ESPN shows streaming on video.
By me, by the way. I hit that microphone like 4 out of 6 times on that.
Subscribe to ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube and get notified when we hit the air live. Plus, you can watch back any second that you miss and see original digital content too. Watch, listen, interact. ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Kyle Walsh for Universal Windows Direct. Right now, for every 2 windows you buy, get 2 free. Buy 2, get 2. Buy 4, get 4. Call 414-410-2000 to schedule your free in-home estimate today. And remember, football season is here and cooler temps are on the way, so do not wait. For every 2 windows you buy, you get the next 2 free plus 0% financing for 60 months. That is 5 years. Restrictions apply. For the last windows you'll ever need, go to uwd.com, and like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack, and football season is here. Are you ready to make some money? Have you bet on sports before? That probably did not go great. I can help you make money. Go to fatjacksports.com and get dialed in to turn a profit. The picks are emailed to you. They're on your personal portal on the website, and you can pay less than $50 a week for longer packages to make money betting this football season. Fatjacksports.com, the only place you need to go. 100% transparent, and will turn you profit this season at fatjacksports.com.
Hey sports fans, looking to level up your next private event? V Private Bar Services is your game changer. Move beyond the ordinary. V Private Bar Services crafts custom cocktails tailored to your brand and your guests' taste. Imagine a bar experience that's as unique as your business. Our expert mixologists will create a memorable experience that your clients and team will rave about. From signature cocktails to full-service bars, we've got you covered. Be the MVP of your next event. Visit vprivatebar.com/MVP to book today.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that American Family Insurance agents can help build a customized renter's policy so you can protect stuff like this, or this, or even this. Well, case in point. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Cheer on your UW Whitewater Warhawks as they return home to face Mary Hardin Baylor this Saturday at Perkins Stadium. These perennial Division III football national powers kick off at 1 p.m. Be there for this huge non-conference matchup on Alumni Day in Whitewater. Get tickets now at uwwsports.com or the day of. Experience national championship level college football this Saturday when the Warhawks welcome in the Crusaders at 1 p.m. Warhawk football powered by tradition.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Want that mirror finish on your car? You need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Z-Gloss is a 3-layer ceramic coating that not only gives your car that mirror finish, it protects it from everything that Mother Nature can throw at it. Visit zbart.com for more information.
No Jordan Love, seemingly no problem for the Pack as they rack up 261 yards rushing, including 151 alone from Josh Jacobs on 32 carries. While the ground game might be the story, Matt LaFleur was all smiles talking about Malik Willis stepping up.
I mean, this guy got here 3 weeks ago. There was a lot put on his plate, and for him to be able to go out there and do what he did today, I think that speaks volumes.
Expect the Packers, though, to give Jordan Love all week once again to see if he'll be able to play in Nashville against the Titans on Sunday.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. This is Kyle Bruston Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
But then you gotta put your back into it. You gotta put your back into it. You gotta put your back into it.
It is Kyle Bruston Norman right here on ESPN Wisconsin. I am Kyle Wallace. With me is Brad Norman as always. I'm live from NOLA, New Orleans, as Brad is live from the One Call That's All Gruber Law Offices studio. And before the break, we talked about it just a little bit about something that's really great going on and something interesting going on. And that interesting going on is the fact that our director of content, Brian D, here at ESPN Milwaukee, who we all know and love, is currently joining us live from a treadmill. So this show is all over the place. You got me down south, you have Brian D on a treadmill, and you have Brad just being a normal person. Brian D, so why are you joining us from a treadmill?
Can y'all hear me okay?
Oh, yeah.
I can. I hear a lot of pat, 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 pat. I haven't been on a treadmill in
The pat, 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 pat is my feet running a marathon here just outside the ESPN Milwaukee offices. I appreciate Brad Nortman stopping by on his way into the pre-show meeting and saying what's up. Appreciate you guys having me on as well. I am running the Chicago Marathon on October 13th in support of Camp One Step. For those who don't know, Camp One Step is a children's camp for kids with cancer down the Lake Geneva area that just allows them to be kids again for a couple of weeks, gives them all the care they need at summer camp. Worked with them for the last couple of years, so I figured, what fun way could we raise some money today? Why not run 2 marathons instead of 1? So I am currently 16.94 miles into a marathon, should be wrapping up sometime in the 414 hour, raising money for Camp One Step and talking to you guys.
That's unbelievable, Brian. And so this is I usually do Peloton for my workouts, and they are verbalizing, they're coaching you as they're doing the workout too. And I always wonder, how the heck can they talk when they're working out like this? And Brian, you're doing exactly that. How are you talking when you are literally on almost 16 and a half miles through the marathon? That's absolutely impressive. It's a testament to your endurance. And so Camp One Step, an unbelievable mission, cause. I've already donated, so I want everyone listening to donate. How did you come across this mission, and how is it so close to your heart?
So it was actually a great question, Brad, and I appreciate the compliment coming from a professional athlete such as yourself. That's the highest compliment maybe I can get. It was actually Homer. So Homer got linked up with former Marquette assistant coach Stan Johnson, who was close to Camp One Step, and had lunch at Oscars down on the south side. We had a burger and talked about it and brainstormed ways that we could help each other and help camp. And here we are 7-8 years later and 3.5 marathons later, almost 4, raising money for Camp One Stop. Just an amazing organization. The people down there are unbelievable. The support staff, the patience and the dedication they have to these kids, to giving them just an amazing summer camp experience while giving them the care that they need in that period of time is crazy. But the kids are the star of the story here. These kids are going through the hardest thing you could possibly go through in life. We've all been touched by cancer in some way, shape, or form, I'm sure. And these kids are going through it. It's so unfair. But $1,250 sends a kid to summer camp for the week. I'm proud to say we've already eclipsed that goal. But I'm hoping we can double it during KBN, send 2 kids to camp, not just 1.
Oh, I absolutely love that, and I love the fact that you put the number out there, right? $1,250 sends the kids to camp, right? The opportunity to have some sense of normalcy inside their life. And Brian, I know this is something that I don't know if I should ask this or not, but have you had an opportunity to at least connect with the kids at all? Like, have you had an opportunity, because you do this great thing where you're doing, have you had an opportunity to connect with the kids, and what do the kids kind of talk about in the sense of like being so thankful for the opportunity to go to these camps?
You hit on it. They're unbelievable. I've been fortunate to go down to camp and spend a day or two down there, and it's just fun. Like, it's in the midst of an incredibly impossibly difficult situation, there's just so much joy, and I'm always struck by how strong they are, how mature they are talking about their experiences, and how grateful they are for the people supporting, how grateful they are to be in the situation that they are. I know that sounds crazy, but a lot of these kids that have cancer early in their lives, they're grateful for the experience in a weird backwards way, because it teaches them so much about love and family and support at a very young age. So they're just impressive young people.
Wow, it's amazing perspective, and almost just for us all to hear, and as I hear that, just the remembering of what's most important and sort of the strength that we have of those kids going through that, doing it with a smile and doing it with love in their heart is just unbelievable. Brian, you're on mile 16 and a half, roughly. What's the
17,
worst?
17, baby. We just eclipsed it. Woo.
Look at you. You're hauling over there.
I haven't run 17 miles altogether in probably the last 17 years of my life.
Oh, that's
the problem with
pitiful.
17. The problem with 17 is that means there's 9 to go, Brad. You're a math guy, and I got 9 left.
Oh, my God.
So
like I said, I'm hoping to finish right as Kyle said. It's the faux hour of faux.
What a way to finish it up. What's the worst mile? What's the worst mile of a marathon?
Traditionally, so this is my 4th. Chicago on October 15th or October 13th will be my 5th. Traditionally, the wheels fall off at 18 or 19. So we're at 17 right now, and I'm glad I'm talking to you guys, feeling good, because the wheels are about to fall off traditionally, and we'll grind through it. We're going into the pain cave real hard.
Brian D joining us live from the treadmill as he is running a marathon right now to help raise money for Camp One Step, and he'll be doing this as well again as he tries to raise money for Camp One Step, which is a camp for kids who are battling childhood cancer. And what I love about it, it's an opportunity for them not just to go to a camp, but it's their opportunity to be part of a community. Now, Brian, if people who want to donate, how can they donate to this cause for Camp One Step?
The easiest way to do it right now is go to ESPN Milwaukee's Twitter page. The link is all over it. Go to my Twitter page, Brian JD, and I'm sure Chris can tweet it out from ESPN Milwaukee, ESPN Madison, and put it in that YouTube chat as well. A lot of folks in the YouTube chat I see every day interacting with you guys. I'm sure would love to donate. So the beauty of this is you don't have to donate $50, $100, $200. That's great. $5, $10, those things stack up quick. They go such a long way to send the kids to camp for a week.
No, again, like I said, this is such a great cause. So last Brian D said, Camp One Step is a great camp for kids who are fighting childhood cancer, and they have an opportunity to go to a camp to be able to be part of community, have some fun, take their mind off some of the things that they're battling. And Brian D, you're doing such a great thing right now by bringing awareness and also helping people donate as well. So again, make sure you go to ESPN Milwaukee on Twitter and you have an opportunity to donate to this great cause for Camp One Step. Brian, thank you so much for joining us here today, live from the treadmill.
Brian, you're the man.
Thanks, boys. Appreciate you. I'll check in with you as we exit the pain cave and sprint towards the finish in about an hour here.
Sounds good. Brian D, everybody, and Brad, I like you said, I legitimately, I can probably run for 10 minutes on a treadmill and be tired. I can't imagine running on a treadmill and having a conversation and talking.
Yeah, that's next level. I when I'm on the treadmill, I can't do anything but run. I don't try to talk to me. Don't try to do anything like that. And the longest I've ever gone on a treadmill, usually I'm trying to, or you're outside. Usually I'm trying to keep up with Lexi, who's like a gazelle. She could just keep on going for hours. 6 miles. 6 miles, the longest I've ever gone without stopping. And even after that, Kyle, I was like, my legs were like shaking, like my body was shaking, convulsing. I just had to like go sit down and not talk to anyone for a little bit. So the fact that he's on 17, got 9 to go, doing it with a smile on his face, man, Brian D's the man. Plus, Camp One Step, unbelievable cause. Loved everything about it. Loved the mission. Loved the people. Brian is aligned with the right people. And you can be a part of that too, KBN Nation, because, listen, we don't have the hard part, right? We don't have the hard part of running on a treadmill like Brian, or the harder part of living with childhood cancer, and they are. So just to be able to be a small part of it, an incredibly small part of it, it's personally an honor, and just love to see it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Brad. And please go to ESPN Milwaukee on Twitter if you are inclined to donate, or you're encouraged to donate. As Brian said, you don't need to give a lot. You can give a little, because giving a little goes to a great cause. $1,250 sends the kid who is battling childhood cancer to camp. So I really encourage everybody to go and donate something to an incredible cause. 800-990-3776. That's the ESPN Wisconsin Talking Text line. Watch and stream us live on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube and at ESPN Madison on YouTube. We have a segment called Becoming Relevant with Alex Strofe. Alex Strofe is not here. We have Chris Larson behind the board. So next we'll have Already Relevant with Chris Larson. Keep it locked. You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman right here on ESPN Wisconsin.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
DKB. They get all my love, all my energy, and all my time. I'll be danged if GKB and Craig not going to allow me to take my half an hour boo-boo. If I need to do that, they need to allow me to do that.
That's your whole lunch break.
I don't even take a lunch break. I work during lunch.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Lock in for October. Brewers postseason tickets are on sale now. Clear your schedule. Claim your spot. And be here for a Brewers postseason run you don't want to miss at brewers.com/postseason.
Jeff Levering here. How are baseball and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin alike? Pella manufactures all their own products. Baseball teams develop their own players in the minors. Pella tests every product thousands of times to ensure it stands the test of time. A baseball player's ultimate test is to get called up to the big leagues, hoping to play well enough to stay. Right now at Pella, get as low as $18 per window and $81 per patio door per month. Certain restrictions apply. It ends September 30th. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Don't miss a moment of football this season at 3rd Street Market Hall in downtown Milwaukee. Your one-stop, must-stop viewing destination. 3rd Street Market Hall has over 15 locally owned food vendors, a self-serve beer wall, over 50 HD TVs, and game day specials. What more could you need? If you're not at the game, this is the place to be every Saturday and Sunday. View the vendor list and 30 self-serve beer options at 3rdstreetmarkethall.com. That's 3rdstreetmarkethall.com.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
This Badger Minute brought to you by UW Credit Union. For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you. Proudly serving Wisconsin for over 90 years. Hop in or hop online at uwcu.org to join.
With your Badger Minute, I'm Riley Yauk. In arguably their biggest non-conference game in 3 decades, the Wisconsin Badgers laid an egg, getting ran out of Camp Randall by 4th-ranked Alabama 42-10. Here's Luke Fickell on what he told his players after the game.
You haven't had your ass whooped before, you just did, and it hurts. But in this game, that's going to happen, and it's a part of the game. It stinks. It doesn't mean you didn't work hard. It means you didn't get the job done. It's a good old-fashioned ass whooping at home, which hurts.
Get as low as $18 per window and $81 per patio door per month at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Offer on September 30th, so visit PellaWI.com today.
Stay up to date on the green and gold all season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman here for Carbless, my go-to drink this summer. Handcrafted right here in Wisconsin, Carbless is a ready-to-drink vodka and tequila cocktail. Perfect for hanging out on the patio by the grill, chilling on the lake, or tailgating at the Brewers game. Plus, it's got 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 0 gluten, and just 100 calories. All summer, make sure you're following Carbless on Instagram at Drink Carbless for your chance to win a Summer Bliss prize package. Find Carbless online and at retailers near you. Carbless. Liss is more.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tosher here for my friends at Kohler Services. If you need a bath or shower remodel, turn to Kohler Services. Family-owned business for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, get $1,000 off and 0% interest for 12 months on your Lugstone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast, professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Catholic Memorial Football takes the field for Friday Night Lights this week. It's the Crusaders on the road battling New Berlin West in a conference matchup to take on the Vikings.
Marvanis Butler-Brown gets the kickoff, and he's got room to run, and forget about it. The marvelous one.
Crusaders football is presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, R&R Insurance, Home Sealed Exteriors, and D&M Accounting and Consulting Service. Tune into the action Friday night starting at 6:30, exclusively streaming at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Oh, this sounds like a party Friday as Chris brings us back with a little bit of techno, get the shoulders moving, head bobbing, here on Kyle Bruston Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin. I'm Kyle Walls, he's Brad Nortman. Again, watch and stream us live on ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube and ESPN Madison on YouTube. But next up is one of our favorite segments of the day, Already Relevant, with Chris Larson.
It's time to become relevant. Stroph's time to shine on KBN starts now.
All
right, Chris, what? Yep.
Yeah. All right, already relevant, becoming relevant, whatever you want to call it. Let's start off with somebody who's very relevant in the sports world today, especially after last night. Shohei Ohtani, an otherworldly performance, stole 2 bases, went 6 for 6 with a career-high 3 homers and 10 RBI. He proved he's the class of, once again, becoming the first player to hit 50 or more homers and steal 50 or more bases in a single season in Major League Baseball history. Do we just crown him the GOAT now? I mean, it's like watching LeBron in his prime. Do we just crown him the GOAT now, the best baseball player of all time? Is he the best athlete going today, even better than Patrick Mahomes?
Oh, boy. Well, I don't know if I'm ready to go with the GOAT in baseball. What he's able to do is incredibly unique, never seen done, particularly in a day where the pitching, the batting, like all that kind of stuff, the pitching particularly, is as good as it's ever been. So what he's able to do offensively is insane, plus be able to pitch the way he does. I want to see the full career, though. I want to see if he gets any World Series. I want to see how these numbers continue to go over time. But there's no doubt that he is well on his way to maybe be in that conversation of top 10 baseball player of all time, if not the greatest of all time. But I got to see it play out a little bit. And as far as greatest athlete in today's day and age, man, I'm not even sure what this is equivalent to. Is this equivalent to, if this would be like Patrick Mahomes doing like a 8 touchdown, 600-yard game? Is that what this is equivalent to? Because if so, I mean, that is pretty otherworldly.
Yeah, when I look at Shohei Ohtani, just specifically what he does with his bat is absolutely incredible what he does with his bat. I mean, this year, 50 home runs, 50 stolen bases. But then on top of that, yesterday was incredible. 6 for 6. I don't think people understand if you didn't watch it, but what happened, what occurred. This man went 6 for 6. He had 10 RBI and he had 3 home runs. I used to play a game called MLB The Show. That is what you do in video games. That is not real life. This man cannot be real. He is incredible. And then when healthy, what he did with the Angels as a pitcher, phenomenal. Like, dude he's better than Patrick Mahomes. He is the best baseball player we have ever seen. Ever. Babe Ruth is considered one of the greatest, if not the greatest baseball player of all time because he can hit and he can pitch and he hits so many home runs. Shohei Ohtani does that in modern baseball. The dude is absolutely incredible, and I will say this right now, he is the greatest baseball player to ever play baseball, and he dang near is the greatest athlete in sports ever as well. I mean, he dominates at both sides. I mean, he'll hopefully be back pitching next year, but he dominates at both sides. He's a special talent and a special opportunity for us to see him.
Well, he dominates, too, in something that is most likely the hardest thing to do in all of sports. Hit a baseball. I mean, you ever go to the batting cage and just put it on fast, and they just have it go, have it just whiz right by you? That's probably like, 85 miles per hour? That's a changeup in a lot of like Major League Baseball. It's unbelievable. So the fact that he can throw significantly more than that pitching when he wants to, and then go 6 for 6, crack 100 homers over the course of the year, or 150, 100 with the stolen bases, the combined. But it's ridiculous. It's unbelievable. I don't know how you can be so good at something that's so hard.
Yeah, he is incredible. What we got next, Chris?
All right, moving on here. Dan Campbell, Detroit Lions head coach, apparently needs to move him and his family from their home because of harassment. He's a powerhouse of a man on the sidelines, but he's getting harassed at home. Apparently his family's home with his wife and 2 kids was doxxed. And for those who know, doxing is leaking personal information to the public. And the leaker exposed Campbell's home address. So after they lost to the Cowboys last year, someone sent a bunch of contractors to his house to make repairs that weren't needed as a prank. Then again, after their loss to the 49ers in the NFC Championship game, the harassment ramped up. So now Campbell's selling his home, which is worth about a little over $4.5 million in Bloomfield Township. So this is just, for me, this is going way over the line. I mean, granted, I think you can easily find someone coach's address or whatever, any coach out there, but to go, I mean, a prank is one thing or something like that, but to actually make threats to a coach, this is what it sounds like anyway. This is way crossing over the line.
What is wrong with you people in Detroit? What is wrong with you people? You should be celebrating. You should be going to Dan Campbell's house and offering your services. You should be donating to this man. You should be throwing a parade for him down his street. What is wrong with you? This franchise has been hapless for decades. For decades. I mean, without Barry Sanders, they wouldn't even be relevant at all in like the history of football.
Hey, Brett.
Well, seriously. No, this ain't right.
Listen.
The dude changed the program.
Can I just say this real quickly? Anybody who is listening is from the D. These are Brad's words and Brad's words only. I don't want no smoke from nobody from the D.
No, I will bring it on, Detroit. What is wrong with you that you would victimize a coach that has done so much for you? It doesn't make any sense to me. This is the best the Detroit Lions has ever been, and it's not even close. He has totally turned around this franchise, their brand, everything about it, and they lose a couple of games, and you terrorize him. It makes no sense to me. This is the dark side of sports, the side of sports that I absolutely hate. Instead, no matter how he does, you should be celebrating him for all that he's done for that organization. But the fact that you do that is just absolutely absurd to me.
Yeah, you know what's crazy about this is I believe it initially started after they lost the NFC Championship game last year, where he started having issues of people knowing where he lived at. And
it was after the Cowboys game, after they lost to the Cowboys last year.
Oh, Cowboys.
Was that during the season?
During the season, yeah.
That was at the late last year when they had the little 2-point conversion fiasco that they had, I believe, at the end of that game. But it's to me, you're absolutely right. It does cross the line. It's a shame that people think that this game that children play is so important that when you lose a game, you feel like you need to attack the coach. This is not life or death. This isn't anything that's super important. It's simply a sport. It's something fun that we do. I hate when my teams lose, but never, ever, ever would I cross that line of trying to go and threaten somebody. It's absolutely ridiculous. And you're right, Brad, they should be ashamed of themselves. But like I said before, I ain't bringing them no smoke. I'm just saying be better.
All right, and let's finish off becoming relevant here with a new M&M flavor for the first time since 2022. M&M's introduces a new flavor, peanut butter and jelly flavor. It's the new bite-sized candy. It features a berry-flavored chocolate treat with a smooth peanut butter center. It's going to be available nationwide coming in December in 3 different sizes. I don't get down with all these different flavors of candies. Just give me the original M&Ms and call it a day. That's fine with me. I don't know about you guys, but I'm just going with the originals, and that's it. I don't need all these fancy different flavors of everything.
Boy, some flavors just do not need to be evolved further, and peanut butter and jelly is one of them. I mean, look, I'm down for the peanut M&Ms. Peanut butter M&Ms, my favorite, might I say. So there are some versions of M&Ms that have been evolved from just the original, which is also excellent. That I'm like, okay, I get that. It's chocolate oriented. It's a very complimented chocolate. I'm down for it. Peanut butter and jelly? I mean, talk about something that nobody asked for. Peanut butter and jelly M&M. I'm going to pass. I'm not going to try it. I don't have any interest. I'd be shocked if in a year from now we're talking about how peanut butter and jelly became a top M&M flavor.
Yeah, I love it. I don't even eat M&Ms like that, but I absolutely love it. It's peanut butter jelly time, and you go. That's the song right there. This is genius. Everybody loves a good peanut butter jelly sandwich, and now you get a chance to have peanut butter jelly inside of M&M. Think about it. People already love peanut butter M&Ms right now. Now you add some jelly in there. It is all type of flavors going through your mouth. I am a big fan of this, and I'm actually going to buy me some peanut butter jelly M&Ms. It's peanut butter jelly time.
Wait, you would buy peanut butter and jelly M&Ms over all the other flavors of M&Ms?
Oh, absolutely. I love peanut butter and jelly. I love those Uncrustables. Uncrustables are delicious. Now I get peanut butter and jelly with some chocolate. Oh, but now you got what's better than bread? Chocolate. Now you putting peanut butter and jelly inside chocolate? Come on, Brad. But I'm ashamed. I can't believe you feel that way.
Is there chocolate in the peanut butter and jelly M&M? Or is it just peanut butter and jelly inside the hard candy shell?
I believe it's a chocolate flavored, I think it said.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of flavors. That's too many flavors.
That's a lot of flavors I want in my mouth right now.
No,
I can't wait.
Too complicated.
You say that now, Brad. I think you're allowing your health consciousness to get in the way of something that's delicious. This is genius. I can't believe it took them this long to do it.
I can't believe they actually even did it.
It's a berry-flavored chocolate treat with a smooth peanut butter center.
Too much. It's too much flavor. It's too much flavor.
Brad, there's no such thing as too much flavor. Stop it.
Too much competing flavors. How about that? Too much competing flavors.
Disagree. Can't wait. Chris, when does this come out?
December.
Kyle, you better bring those on the show and eat them while we're on air. Because I can't wait to see the face go from like, okay, I'm pumped, to like, ooh, I don't know if these are for me.
I can't wait to do that. And since it's going to be show related, I get to expense it as well, so I can buy how many ever I want.
You are one of a kind, Kyle.
Goes through my mind. That was already relevant with Chris Larson. Thank you so much, Chris. Somebody who, I guess he's relevant, kinda, maybe. Aaron Rodgers. We'll talk about it next. Keep it locked. You're listening to KBN right here on ESPN Wisconsin.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman.
When I'm, again, doing the Pack Arena, and as a shareholder, when I'm sizing up my ring, I'm sizing up my ring
Pack Arena right now.
1 pack of 2 pack of 3 pack Arena.
Hey.
What's the rest of the words? Jordan loves the Christian Watson. Nay, that's a touchdown.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. On this show, it's always football season.
And your argument was that the coaches wanted him to return it.
Yeah, I think,
and he very clearly said no.
They wanted him to take it to the house.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Play the results, are we?
That's what coaches do sometimes, yeah.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack, and football season is here. Are you ready to make some money? Have you bet on sports before? That probably did not go great. I can help you make money. Go to fatjacksports.com and get dialed in to turn a profit. The picks are emailed to you. They're on your personal portal on the website, and you can pay less than $50 a week for longer packages to make money betting this football season. Fatjacksports.com, the only place you need to go. 100% transparent, and will turn you profit this season at fatjacksports.com.
Dr. Aaron Holtebeck and his team at Holtebeck Eye Center make vision care a top priority with the latest technologies at their state-of-the-art Brookfield office. Dr. Holtebeck has been helping local patients with their eye care needs for over 20 years. And now, Holtebeck Eye Center is excited to add Dr. Nausheen Abbas to their team. Dr. Abbas is an ophthalmologist and cornea specialist that is now available to see patients. Located in Brookfield near the corner of Calhoun and Capitol, learn more about their services at holtebeck.com.
Do you remember that electric moment when you suddenly realized that she was the one?
The one you were going to love forever.
The one you'd been waiting your whole life to meet.
She is the one.
The one.
Now it's time to find the one engagement ring that sparkles like she does.
Come to Kessler's Diamonds. We have a collection of incredibly special diamond engagement rings called the One Collection.
You need one special engagement ring for the one woman you will ever love.
Kessler's Diamonds is the one jewelry store where you can find the One Collection.
And Kessler's is the one store that offers the world-famous, no excuses, no fine print, lifetime warranty on every diamond engagement ring we sell.
We have the freedom to do this for you because Kessler's Diamonds is the one diamond store owned by its employees.
The One Collection starts at just $550.
Welcome to Kessler's.
Find the Kessler's nearest you at Kessler'sDiamonds.com.
Seriously injured?
Call Gruber Law Offices today.
This is Kevin Van Rossum, president of Three Tree Marketing. Send gifts to appreciate anyone, anywhere, anytime with a gift of your choice by using our gifting solutions technology. Our team handles it all, from concepting, site creation, as well as production of branded products. Elevate your brand's connection to its consumers by creating the ultimate gifting experience with us. Make the art of gifting effortless for yourself. At Three Tree Marketing, we chase partners, not orders. Visit 3treemarketing.com to see what we can do for you.
Football fans, get ready to elevate your game day experience. Milwaukee Broadhouse downtown has the ultimate package for stress-free fun this football season. With rides starting at $85 per person, hop on the round-trip buses from Milwaukee Broadhouse downtown for every green and gold home game. Enjoy all you can drink on the ride and a private restroom. Want even more? Upgrade your ticket and add on an all-you-can-eat and drink tailgate package for an additional $30. Spots are filling up fast. Book today at MilwaukeeBroadhouse.com. Milwaukee Broadhouse, located on MLK Drive downtown.
With 18 unforgettable holes on 250 acres of natural private land, the Bog provides the ultimate golf experience. To book your next tee time, call 262-284-7075 or visit golfthebog.com. Enjoy golf. Enjoy the Bog.
I feel so stuck.
The Veterans Crisis Line is here for you. Dial 988, then press 1 to call.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
It is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman right here on ESPN Wisconsin, 800-990-3776. That's the ESPN Wisconsin talking text line. Also, watch and stream us live on ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, ESPN Madison on YouTube. I'm Kyle Wallace. With me is Brad Nortman. Ben Brust is on his usual Friday vacation as he is out of town. Again, his typical thing. But before the break, we teased a little bit, Brad, and I guess he's back, man. I guess he is absolutely back. Aaron Rodgers back on the football field, as we already saw. But I think, Brad, after what we saw yesterday, he may be back.
Yeah, I think he's back. I think he was getting a little bit of the rust out early on the first couple games, but we saw everything that we're used to seeing here in the state of Wisconsin from Aaron Rodgers. Even like a little scramble, a little moving around in the pocket, getting hit. I think he's starting to trust that Achilles a little bit. And not to mention just some beautiful throws from Aaron Rodgers. And I'm just so curious on how KBN Nation feels about it, because as I sat back and watched it, last year, there was some conflicting feelings, right? It felt fresh. It felt like, you look at him and it's weird to see him in the Jets uniform and just everything that went along with the uncertainty and going through what was a hard breakup. But I don't know. Am I the only one that watch it? And there's if you had to identify your emotion watching Aaron Rodgers looking good, by the way, not like old decrepit Aaron Rodgers looking like vintage Aaron Rodgers. If you were happy, like angry or annoyed, or felt nothing at all, I think I was in the happy category. I found myself rooting for him a little bit, being like, you know what? I remember those days. It's like you look back with like a friend that you've lost touch with, and you think about the memories, or a long girlfriend from a long time ago that you're over all the emotions. You don't like them like that anymore, and you just look back and be like, you know what? They had some good times together, and it's good to see that someone else is enjoying good times with them too. I don't know. I just looked at it and I thought to myself, it's kind of a treat to watch, and I find myself slightly rooting for him. Is that crazy?
No, it's not crazy at all, Brad. As I was watching yesterday, I got to see bits and pieces of the game and also got to see the highlights of the game as well. And one thing that I noticed is Aaron Rodgers is just such a weird fella, isn't he?
He is weird. There's no doubt about that.
I mean, just everything about him. As a Packers fan, just like anytime you're in a relationship with somebody you truly, truly love, you ignore some of the odd things that fella does. And now that I'm on the other side, and I'm happy for him. Like, it was great to see Aaron Rodgers out there, 27 for 35, threw for over 280 yards yesterday.
Yeah.
281 yards yesterday, 2 touchdowns. It was great to see it because it's great for football. But then there's just some things like when he came to the sideline and Robert Saleh tried to give him a hug, and he kind of like stared at him and wanted him to make sure that since he got the defense a 2-score lead, wanted them to handle business. And even seeing him kind of when he got mad or frustrated at himself or something like that, he's a different cat, man. He really is. But at the end of the day, regardless of him not being a Green Bay Packer, I want him to be successful. Like, I'm happy to see Aaron Rodgers is doing his thing and entertaining the masses as being a talented quarterback. But the only reason I feel this way, and I'll be very honest, is because I'm able to move on with somebody that looks better and is younger, right? And Jordan Love. And so if it wasn't for the fact that we had Jordan Love, say Malik Willis was the starting quarterback for the Green Bay Packers, and we never had Jordan Love, I wouldn't be saying this.
Yeah.
I would absolutely be bitter, spiteful. I'll be the bitter ex. I'll be the one who want to go maybe pop a tire or key your car or something like that. Definitely if it came to Aaron Rodgers with that. But overall, because Jordan Love is performing so well, it allows for us Packers fans to have a clear mind and be able to say, you know what? Let the past be the past. Let's enjoy the fact that Aaron Rodgers is a really, really good quarterback. So I was happy for him yesterday, man. Like, there's no ill will. One day he'll come back. He'll have his jersey retired, number retired in Lambeau Field. And I'm just happy to be able to see a great quarterback and Rodgers back on the field.
Yeah, Kyle, you're exactly right. The only way you're able to look at Rodgers being from Wisconsin and wanting to see the Packers do well is if you are in a state of contentment. And I think that Jordan Love brings that state of contentment, that you can look at that old relationship and go, yeah, there are some good memories, but I'm pretty happy with where I'm at right now. I wouldn't change it for the world because I would still rather have Jordan Love today than Aaron Rodgers. And you can look at all the things you're talking about, right? All the strange and just different things that make Aaron Rodgers unique. You can look at that from a little bit of an arm's length and go, you know what? Like, for all the greatness, and there's a lot of greatness, it's just a different cat. It makes for must-see TV. It makes for a lot of interesting interactions, and you can sit back and enjoy the play and just be like, you know what? I got the best seat in the house now because for all the other things that come along with great play, not my problem anymore. And I got someone that's stable and that's great, that's easy to root for, and that I got a lot of contentment with and a bright future. So I'm right there with you, Kyle. It's kind of fun to watch. I don't know if
very fun to watch. Very.
I don't know how much I'm rooting for Aaron Rodgers. It's just kind of like a little nugget of entertainment, a little bit of like, I kind of like to see him do well. So I wouldn't call it over the top, but generally watching Aaron Rodgers, my feelings are pretty positive.
Which one is more fun to watch, Brad? Aaron Rodgers or Jordan Love?
Oh, more fun.
You got to taste
the
old. You got to taste the old number 12 yesterday. Which one is more fun to watch? Because obviously we watch the Packers because we love the Packers, but there's an option to watch as many Jets games as you want to. Which one would you rather watch?
That's true. I mean, I would rather watch Jordan Love, just given the more tight allegiance to the Packers and all that. If you were basically, if you were a fan of neither the Packers nor the Jets, I think Rodgers is a bit more compelling, a bit more interesting. It's one of the things that makes Jordan Love great if you're a Packer fan because he just balls, right? There's not the extra stuff, right? There's a soft-spoken leader, a guy that's not going to upset many things or do anything that's quotable. He's just going to go out there, support his guys, and play ball. With Aaron Rodgers, it's get your popcorn, right? I mean, it is entertainment and drama as good as anything in the America right now. So when it comes to like more fun to watch, if I'm trying to take a completely, unbiased viewpoint, I think Rodgers is a little bit more fun to watch. But Love, I think, is easier to root for. If that's a good way to put it. And
hey! This is America. You have the freedom of thought and freedom to say, freedom of speech to say what you want, Brad.
Well, who do you think? Do you think Love was more fun to watch than Rodgers right now?
Yeah, I have this crush on Jordan Love.
No,
I love watching. I love watching Jordan Love go out there and how he does it, man. I mean, he's so cool, calm, and collected. Like yesterday, again, Aaron Rodgers having some of his small little fits that he has and being upset. This is just who he is, and it's perfectly fine because that's what makes him great. But seeing that cool, calm, collected assassin that Jordan Love is, and seeing a little bit more excitement with him throwing touchdown passes, getting excited, pumping the chest out, I like that. I like the swag that Jordan Love plays with, but also him doing it with what I believe, again, I think these receivers are very good, but they're very young, they're very very inexperienced. Seeing him make Romeo Doubs and Christian Watson be so good with him versus Aaron Rodgers, he gave Christian Watson a chance, but he really didn't give Romeo Doubs too much love whatsoever. Seeing him be able to make these guys great, something Aaron Rodgers chose not to do, it just makes it a lot more fun. I don't know. I like watching the offense that the Packers have because you never know who's going to get the rock, and it seems like when they do get the rock, they make great things happen with the ball in their hand.
Well, I can't argue against any of that. You're spot on with all that. But can I just submit one thing to the jury? When Rodgers,
you can submit whatever you want, Brad. This is your show.
Okay, well, thank you. If that's the case, I'm going to go ahead and do it. There are few things more fun and more entertaining to me than when Rodgers gives somebody one of those looks. I'm sorry, I still think that is hilarious. I still think that the memes are correct. It's entertaining though. It's fun to watch. I'm not in the locker room.
It's awkward now.
It's not awkward. It's hilarious.
When you're not a fan of the team, you're like, dude, he's a jerk. There's a lot of words that I can't say because of FCC, and he's a lot of those words. So you can just think about it or imagine it. He's a lot of those words, and when you don't cheer for him, you don't have that attachment to him, you realize that he's kind of a donkey, right? He's exactly what he is, right? And so I'm good where I'm at, man. I'm good where I'm at. I'd rather be with a person that I think is actually a better person.
Yeah,
809.
I agree with that.
Go ahead.
No, I agree with that. I mean, I'd rather have Jordan Love leading my team 10 times over than Aaron Rodgers, and it feels like Jordan Love's character, personality, leadership. It's impeachable. It's unbelievable. It's exactly what you'd hope for leading a team. So that's one of the many reasons why I love me some Jordan Love.
Absolutely. You know what makes watching these games so much more fun, Brad?
What's that?
It's me doing with the Underdog Fantasy Sports app. And KBN Nation, you can do it as well. I'm telling y'all this right now. I absolutely love watching sports with the Underdog Fantasy Sports app because it just gives it a little bit more juice. It gives it a little bit more oomph. And so when I say that, I want you to join in. And this is how you do it. You go to UnderdogFantasy.com or you download their easy-to-use mobile app, Underdog Fantasy, and here's how you play. You select multiple players of higher or lower of their stats. If those players' stats hit, you can win up to 1,000. Yes, 1,000 times your money. Not only can you win money, you also have a lot of fun playing the Underdog Fantasy Sports app as well. So I'm telling you this right now. Go ahead and go to their easy-to-use mobile app or go to UnderdogFantasy.com to sign up using promo code KBN. That is promo code KBN. And when you do that, Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code KBN to claim your new customer special of a free pick in your deposit offer. Must be 18 plus and present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Consumers should play. Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit mcpgambling.org. And I know I said how much I love seeing Jordan Love play. But, Brad, I don't know if I want to see him play on Sunday. We'll talk about that and so much more. Keep it locked. You're listening to Kyle Bruston Nortman right here on ESPN Wisconsin.
Hey, it's Gabe Neitzel from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. You've heard me talk about the results mentality has had on my life, but don't just take it from me. Jason has had success too, thanks to mentality.
My only regret is I didn't do it sooner. Knowing once again I've gotten the treatments done and continuing, I do feel, stuff does hurt a little bit more, but I'm 40, in my 40s, and that's going to happen. But again, the energy levels, it is above and beyond. Again, I'm back in that age where I'm like, this is amazing.
Get started today at LowTUSA.com.
Tommy! I can't wait for golf this weekend, huh, buddy? Time flies. Love you, man. Oh, don't forget your knee brace again. We aren't in college anymore.
Moments together matter, so help protect yourself from RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV, and there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Life can be full of risks. One thing you shouldn't take a risk with ever is your family's health insurance. If you're self-employed or you now need affordable health insurance, you need to make this free call right now and see how the Health Insurance Helpline can help you get it.
800-385-6247. 800-385-6247. 800-385-6247. That's 800-385-6247.
Milwaukee College Prep, dedicated to closing the opportunity gap for children in Milwaukee, redefining what's educationally possible so more children can pursue their dreams. Join me, Good Karma Brand's founder CEO Craig Karmazin, and Milwaukee College Prep Thursday, October 17th, and take a stand in closing the opportunity gap for Milwaukee scholars. Your support means quality education accessible to over 2,000 scholars in Milwaukee's most challenged communities. Milwaukee College Prep is closing the opportunity gap. To learn more and purchase tickets, go to MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com and click support.
Marquette Hall of Famer Tony Smith here. You're listening to the home of Marquette basketball. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle Bruston Nordman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
It is hour 2 of Kyle Bruston Nordman right here on ESPN Wisconsin. I'm Kyle Walls. He's Brad Nordman. Also watch and stream us live on YouTube, on ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube and ESPN Madison on YouTube. We had a lot of fun during the first hour talking about a plethora of different things, but Brad, we really got to dig into this because we are on the opposite side of the spectrum when it comes to what we're going to talk about now, and it is the Jordan Love, Malik Willis quarterback dilemma. Yes, I said it, quarterback dilemma that we have coming up on Sunday. Now, as we all know, the Green Bay Packers last week played against the Indianapolis Colts without Jordan Love because he's recovering from an MCL sprain that initially, that we believe, could cause him 3 to 4 weeks to be out. On Sunday, Malik Willis was able to be a game manager and win the game for the Green Bay Packers against the Colts. Now, fast forward, Sunday the Packers play a 0-2 Tennessee Titans football team, right? And so with that, Brad, we need to figure out who we prefer to be out there on Sunday. And so, Brad, which quarterback would make you more nervous to take the field on Sunday? Would it be Malik Willis in his limited talent, or will it be Jordan Love with his limited ability to practice?
Well, and that's what's interesting, right, is you would be nervous for different reasons with these quarterbacks, right? If Malik Willis took the field, I'm nervous for the same things I was nervous for last week. What's the game plan? What's his capabilities? How are the Packers going to move the ball? How are they going to get a win in an offensively driven league with Malik Willis at quarterback? So I'd be nervous for a lot of that, the increased likelihood of a loss, let's be honest. But if Jordan Love takes the field, I'd be nervous for different reasons. Primarily, the higher likelihood of injury, if that is certainly the case, and just kind of being out there protecting him on any given drop back or scamper that he might have, just watching that knee carefully. So for me, who do I have more nervous for taking the field Sunday? It is Malik Willis. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I look at this Tennessee Titan team, and I'm just saying to myself, Kyle, they lead the league in yards per game, given up on defense. So they are a good defense. They're top 10 in rush yards given up. So like on the side where it's hard to move the ball on them. So they're top 10 in rush defense, number 1 in yards given up per game. And their losses have come from these inexplicable mistakes. A blocked punt in each game, one of them for a touchdown, and these bizarre turnovers by Will Levis. And I understand that maybe the Packers can take advantage of those, but you can't rely on those. So you're going to have to be able to move the ball, be efficient in the running game, and find a ways to score points against this team. That's going to be hard to do, especially after coming off of you giving up and revealing your cards. So to me, I'm more concerned, I'm more nervous about Malik Willis taking the field. Now, this isn't panic. As I learned last week, Malik Willis can be capable. He can complete passes. He can govern a game. He can be a game manager. And Matt LaFleur can set him up for success. There's no doubt about that. But
sounds good to me.
But week 2 of doing that is 10 times harder than week 1 because you've likely pulled out all the stops. You got to figure out a way to do that now against a better defense. So if Love's out there, I'm not going to lie, I'll have a little bit of nerves trying to see him back there. How confident is he on the knee? And if he does get hit, how does he fall on it? How does he look? But I think Love is a very smart quarterback. I think it's going to be quick distribution of the ball. I think Matt LaFleur is going to put him in a good place. And I think that if he takes the field, he feels good. He feels comfortable. He feels confident. So I'll have a little bit of nervousness with Jordan Love, but I'll have a whole lot more nervousness for the Green Bay Packers themselves if Malik Willis takes the field.
A little bit of nervous. His little knee injury. Stop it, Brad. Absolutely stop it. No, it ain't no little nothing. It should be Jordan Love. Regardless of what happens, you should be more nervous about the franchise quarterback, the $55 million man who is coming off of a knee injury that has limited his ability to practice this week. And when I say that he's practiced, but according to Matt LaFleur has said he has been limited. He has been limited. So with that, going into this game against what you said was one of the best defenses in the NFL, top 10 against rushing, like you said, I believe the number one against scoring, but number one top 5 overall or top 10 overall defense. You think you want to put a limited Jordan Love against that type of defense? Why risk that, Brad? You should be more nervous about your franchise quarterback going on a football field where he doesn't feel 100% confident in his ability to be mobile out there, his ability to evade defenders, his ability to truly be himself. You should never be nervous about Malik Willis versus when it comes to him just playing a football game versus being nervous about your franchise quarterback health. That's exactly what I'm nervous about, is Jordan Love's health. If Jordan Love was seeming like he was practicing this week and they were saying, you know what, he's more probable to play, then great. I would be like, send him out there. But the fact that he has been limited in practice, the fact that he's still questionable, leads me to believe that he is not where he needs to be for me personally. Again, I'm not the doctor, as y'all said this week. I'm just a fan. I'm not Reggie McKenzie. But overall, I don't feel like Jordan Love is in the place that I would personally want him to be in order to play on Sunday. So you should be very nervous on Sunday, whether he plays or he doesn't play. And matter of fact, when Jordan Love gets out there for the first time, whether it's this week, next week, or the week after that, I'm still going to be nervous about Jordan Love going out there because I just need to see him out there doing his thing and playing healthy and not being worried about that knee.
Kyle, Matt LaFleur is going to put him in a good position to where he shouldn't be hit very much. Jordan Love is smart. He knows the playbook. He can distribute the ball. Yeah, he will be okay. If they get to the point where they say, Jordan Love, you are good enough to play, he trots on that field spry, with a pep in his step, I'm sure. I will feel good knowing that the doctors at least must have told him that likelihood of further injury is not likely. That Matt LaFleur has devised a game plan to put him where he needs to be, and that Jordan Love feels good. And those are all enough checks for me to say, you know what, Jordan Love's our guy.
You should be nervous. You're about winning a football game where I'm so concerned about the health of our quarterback. I really think that's simple to me. It's the health of the quarterback week 3 versus winning a football game week 3. I believe win a football game for you week 3, and there's no reason to risk it, man. It's literally, if something bad could happen, it could happen any player on the football field. It can happen in practice. If something bad was to happen in week 3 and the Green Bay Packers look back and say, maybe we should have waited, that could mess us up for the rest of the season. And then that 8.5 win total that you put the money down on for, that'd be not easy money. That'd be gone money.
But every game, no matter when it's played, matters in the NFL. So this game matters just as much as the San Francisco game. And the schedule, as we talked about, and maybe why Potawatomi dropped their over-under to 8.5, is because their schedule is looking harder than ever. Between the Cardinals and the Lions twice and the Vikings now twice, Seahawks, Saints, 49ers, you got good teams. The Texans coming down the pike, and you have to be able to stack wins when you can. The Packers, for several years now, have been playing the catch-up game late in the year, and oftentimes you don't have enough time to play enough catch-up. So I would like to see this team get a bit of a lead, and if you can look at it and say Malik Willis played one game, got the win, and it's time for Jordan Love to come back if he's able to, even if he's 80%. Like 80% with his capability to do things, even if he can't scramble as much as he normally would, and he doesn't take any runs. I'm okay with that. I trust his throwing ability. I trust his ability to have awareness. I trust the offensive line to protect him, and Matt LaFleur to be able to put him in a situation to be comfortable out there and protect him. Don't you, Kyle?
No, I believe if he's out there on Sunday, I believe everything that you said will absolutely be the case. I just don't want us to risk that just soon. 800-990-3776. Which quarterback would make you more nervous to take the field on Sunday? Will it be Malik Willis because there's a potential for the loss, or will it be Jordan Love when it comes to his injury? 800-990-3776. We definitely want to hear from you on the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. But Brad, you did say something there that I've heard this before, and you being a former NFL player, you played in the NFL for 6 seasons. You were a great punter for the Carolina Panthers and for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and a legendary punter at the University of Wisconsin that we all love dearly. Brad, when you talk about each game matters the same. I understand what you're trying to say, but I just don't agree. I really don't. Because we both know that if this was the Detroit Lions that the Green Bay Packers were playing, the Packers would probably be pushing Jordan up to play this week because it's a divisional game against a team that you do know that they are going to be, in the end, that you're competing for either the NFC North Division title with, or maybe playoff chances with, whatever it is. But I don't understand why we think that a game week 3 against the Tennessee Titans is going to be as important as a game, I believe, like week 12 against the San Francisco 49ers.
Every game matters, right? When it comes, because the schedule is the biggest the record is the biggest indicator of if you're going to make it into the playoffs. It's a race to 10 wins.
Yeah.
However you can get to 10 wins, you got to find a way to do it. Of course, there's tiebreakers when it comes to your division and your conference, and of course that there's when you beat, let's say, a divisional opponent, you get a win, they get a loss, and you sort of get a double effect. But it really is a race to 10 wins. 10 wins will almost certainly get you into the playoffs, whether it be winning your division or wild card. So the question to me is, how do you go about and get those 10 wins? And it starts with beating the teams you should beat. The teams that are not very capable, not very good, that beat themselves, that's the Tennessee Titans. And I think they're actually better than their 0-2 record suggests. So when I look at the Tennessee Titans, I say this is a game the Green Bay Packers should win. And you're going to be thankful if you do win it when you don't have to play San Francisco and the Vikings and the Lions and the Saints and have to win, 4 out of 6 games. Like that's a stressful existence. I would love to see the Packers get a head start, be able to comfortably have a lead all year and go from there, because I don't like it when the Packers have to, press their whole way toward the end of the year. So I would just like to, when they play these teams that are a little bit less capable, I would like to see them win those games, even if that means putting Jordan Love in at 80%.
Yeah, I stand by what I say. I love to have Jordan Love out there, but I want to have Jordan Love as healthy as possible, because that's the thing that truly matters to me. 800-990-3776. We're going to be watching a football game on Sunday, Brad, and it's going to be really good one. I think the Tennessee Titans are going to be hungry to get a win because they have to. 0-2, going 0-3, as we talked about before last week. Your odds for making the playoffs go all the way almost out the window. But when you're watching that game, Brad, what you going to be having with you?
Well, the only thing I'm having when I'm sitting back watching a little football, watching the green and gold, it's a carbless. My fridge, the Nortman fridge, is full of carbless. And you guys might know I am on my way to Jacksonville this weekend. I'm going to pack a little carbless in there. When I'm on the beach, I'm cracking open a carbless. When I'm hanging out with friends and they're having a party, I'm bringing over cases of carbless. They don't already have it. And when I'm watching the game, I'm bringing a carbless. That's because they have everything I'm looking for. It's the ultimate beverage experience when I'm looking to kick back, relax, have some fun, watching the game, seeing friends, walking the beach. I'm grabbing a carbless. No carbs, no sugar, no gluten, 100 calories per can, and less carbonation. That less carbonation, you got to taste it to experience why that matters so much. Taste and stomach. Made right here in the great state of Wisconsin. It's always the guilt-free choice when you choose carbless. And not only that, there really is a flavor for everyone. I know we're leaving summer, entering fall, and those classic cocktails hit the spot when you're looking for a go-to, whether it be the margarita, the Paloma, the Moscow Mule. So many fruit flavors. Cranberry, black cherry. Talked to someone the other day. They said, I tried it for the first time. Black raspberry knocked my socks off. I agree right there with you. And the margarita 8-pack is excellent. Margarita flavors I didn't know I needed until I tried them. Carbless has truly something for everybody. You must have tried it by now because literally everybody else is. And if you haven't, now's your opportunity. It's a great weekend to get on board the Carbless train and discover why less is more. Find them online and at retailers near you.
Bradley Nortman had his what in the box? Oh, my gosh. We'll talk about that next. Keep it locked. You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman right here on ESPN Wisconsin.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN.
I'm a seam head now. You can call me whatever you want.
Oh, seam head.
I don't even know what that is.
That means I'm a baseball dork. All I do is sit and watch MLB Big Inning at night.
Seam head.
I've never heard that before.
This is because you're not a seam head.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Starting off with a few issues. First of all, in Kenosha, Highway 50 eastbound is closed just past 144th Avenue because of a crash. We've also got a closure near basically Highway 20 east and westbound, closed at Mealy Road in Racine County. That's all because of a crash as well. So you'll need to avoid those areas. Rest of the system, of course, we got our usual delays. Westbound 94 out of the Marquette all the way to about Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound 94 is slowing down from Highway G to Highway 16 out of the Barker Road area, and then you're okay all the way to the Marquette. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mostly clear skies, a low of 60 at the lakefront, 55 inland. Then tomorrow, mostly sunny, warm, a high of 83 at the lakefront, 87 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Even when you think you know what's going on.
Well, all men hate cold water because of shrinkage.
You can never be too sure.
I like how you dropped Is that what it is? Like you were just...
Thought we were going to get
I'm right.
You're not wrong.
Packers, nonsense, chaos.
I did not expect to wrap up today's little episode with the word shrinkage. So,
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, morning 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
True Chicago-style pizza is thin, crispy, and cut into squares. And thanks to Connie's Frozen Pizza, you can enjoy a true slice of the city. You'll enjoy it so much you won't even mind where it comes from. Connie's Frozen Pizzas are made from the same cornmeal crust Connie's has been serving for over 60 years. They're perfectly cheesy, perfectly saucy, and they're exactly what you crave. Get to know the true Chicago style with Connie's Frozen Pizza. Born in Chicago, loved by cheeseheads. Available in a freezer aisle near you.
Lock in for October. Brewers postseason tickets are on sale now. Clear your schedule, claim your spot, and be here for a Brewers postseason run you don't want to miss at brewers.com/postseason.
I'm really looking forward to this.
Me too.
She absolutely nailed it.
Are you talking about Jenny Sambeline?
Yeah, Jenny and her pendant, the music in a mother's heart.
Hi, Rick. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Monica. Hi, Jenny.
Hi, Jenny.
Jenny, we're going to produce your pendant design as a limited edition collector's item and put a few of them in all of our 8 Kessler stores.
Congratulations, Jenny. Wow, this is huge.
Jenny, we expect the music in a mother's heart to sell out very quickly.
We'll also make a few available online.
I designed that pendant from the memory of how my mother made me feel when we'd sing together.
How often did that happen?
Constantly. We'd sing along with whatever was playing on the radio, or sometimes we would watch a musical on TV and sing along with that.
At just $124, the music in a mother's heart is going to sell out lightning fast.
I'm buying one.
I'm buying one.
I bought the prototype the moment I saw it.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Guys, let's be honest. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek on Howell Road, just south of Putes Road. Walk in anytime, 7 days a week, even Sundays. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields, and I have great news. Fields Volvo Cars Waukesha has the Volvo you want in stock and ready to drive home today.
Come see our full lineup of Volvo SUVs, the XC90, XC60, and XC40.
So stop by Fields Volvo Cars Waukesha and take a test drive.
Plus, you'll be part of Fields Amenities program with complimentary loaners, car washes, and gourmet coffee service. Integrity and customer satisfaction will always be the force that drives our business. At Fields Volvo Cars Waukesha, go to VolvoCarsWaukesha.com.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We got all the Friday feelings over here on KBN. It's a Friday before the Packer game in Nashville. Normal producer Alex Strofe is in Nashville indeed. Not sure he's going to the game, but he's going to be there. KBN is just going to be scattered everywhere. Right now, Kyle Wallace is in New Orleans. Brad Nortman here in the One Call That's All Gruber Law Office's studio here in Milwaukee.
Kyle's doing your computer
Probably going
now?
to Jacksonville shortly. And we've got Ben Brust in Charlotte. We're all over the place for KBN. And right now, our good friend on the show, Kyle Wallace, having some connection issues. So you've got the smooth voice of Brad Nortman for now. And it's perfect time because I have a little confession to make. I'm not going to lie. So KBN Nation knows that I've been holding out on blinds for quite a while, right? I haven't been able to take that step. We've thought of innovative ways to create darkness in mine and Lexi's bedroom, my wife, including putting up black garbage bags in our bedroom, still up, still work fabulously. But we don't have blinds anywhere else in our house, right? So today, we are Butcher Box subscribers. So Butcher Box is a meat delivery service that once a month, that this box of frozen meat that's all very high quality, organic, all the things, gets sent to our door. I'm getting text alerts throughout the day that today's the day that it's being delivered, right? So, this morning it's, hey, your box is out for delivery. Hey, here's the estimated delivery time. I know when our UPS driver shows up. So usually I'll be somewhat prepared for it. So we're leaving to Jacksonville tomorrow. That means today is laundry day for the Nortman household, okay? When we do laundry, we move it all over to the laundry room, and we put it in piles, and we start doing it at a pretty legit clip, right? If you wait too long, you might miss it. For that reason, what I'll do, laundry room's on one side of the Nortman estate, and master bedroom's on the other side of the Nortman estate where I would take a shower. Got a workout in this morning, okay? Got a good workout in, as I normally do. And my clothes, dirty. I want to make sure they get into that laundry cycle, right? Because if I throw them into the master bathroom, they ain't going to get washed. Can't have that. So what I'll do from time to time, and excuse the not safe for work storytelling that's about to occur, what I'll often do is I'll often go to the laundry room, take off the dirty clothes, put them in the pile so they're there when the next laundry cycle goes through, and I will scamper my way across the Nortman estate into the master bedroom, into the master bathroom, and finally be able to take a shower there. Normally, no problems, right? Well, I go into the laundry room today, and I take the shirt off first, and I just had a weird feeling. I don't know what it was. It was a weird feeling. And I'm like, Butcher Box gets delivered to our side door. That's about 6 feet from where I am. So I poke my head out around the corner just to be like, I should probably just check, or I should probably check. So I probably look over, and sure enough, UPS, Butcher Box delivery. He's taken his phone out, taken a picture of the delivery right there. If I wouldn't have hesitated, if I wouldn't have put a second thought about it, I would have done my normal Brad Nortman routine of going to the laundry room, of disrobing, and then scampering across. If I didn't do that, our UPS driver would have seen much more than he would have bargained for and would have seen my behind running the other direction. So I gave him a little wave, and I am now completely rethinking all of my life decisions about my comfort level of doing that. And honestly, hand in the air, guys. KBN Nation, hand in the air. I think I need blinds. If this doesn't scare you into doing it, I don't know what will. And speaking of making that decision, taking the leap, we are joined once again by Brian D. He is on the treadmill. Brian, can you hear me? If you can, I got to know. How is it going?
I got you.
Okay, how is the marathon running going on the treadmill?
Remember that pain cave I was talking about at 2:15?
Sure do.
We have entered it, brother.
You have?
It was a little after 18 or 19. We're now on mile 22.
Woo.
So we're closing in. I'm hoping to finish here about 4:14, 4:14 for MKE during the MKE hour. But yeah, the grind has begun, but these are the times you remember why you're doing it, right? For the kids at Camp One Step. And I'm so proud of all the support we've gotten from fans, from our teammates at Clifton, our fundraising goal today. And there's still time. Go to that link at ESPN Milwaukee. Donate $5 or $10 to Camp One Step. It would make these last 4 miles a heck of a lot easier.
Yeah, you heard him right there, folks. Brian D. running his marathon today, preparing for the Chicago Marathon in mid-October, and he just decided, you know what? Why not do 2 marathons? So all day he's been running a marathon on the treadmill. What are you doing with your Friday? Brian D. is raising money for kids with cancer at Camp One Step, an absolutely unbelievable mission and charity for an unbelievable cause. So, Brian, what words would you use to describe your legs when you hit that pain? Is it heavy? Do the legs feel like they're cement? Is it painful? Like, as a guy that's never even gotten close to where you're at, what does that pain cave exactly feel like?
You know what A.J. Dillon's legs look like? Like
Yes.
they look like they weigh 200 pounds apiece. That's how my legs feel right now. It feels like I have A.J. Dillon's legs attached to my body, but I don't have the function of them. I've just got a couple of hammers on my quads and my hamstrings right now. I'm the anti-Godzilla.
Okay, I think that the leg. Oh, do we have Brian?
I think I got. I think I got you back.
Okay, excellent. Well, he is the Quadzilla of how it would feel like for any one of us to run with A.J. Dillon's legs. Okay, Brian, another question I got for you. You've been running since 11, right? So we're on 4.5 hours. What do you do to pass the time when you run for that long uninterrupted? What are you listening to? What are you thinking about?
The nice thing about my job is just to listen to you knuckleheads all day, every day, right? So I started in the 11 o'clock hour, caught the end of Wildy and Tausch, listened to a little bit of Greeny in the middle of the day from 12 to 2, and then haven't listened to your full show. And I don't know what just happened to Kyle. I don't think this is a connection issue. I think this is Kyle wants to get back to the Nollins bachelor party issue.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. I think the buddies might have had the peer pressure of too much, of being, Kyle, are you done with your show yet? We got to start having some fun here in New Orleans. That's what I think, too. And it was perfect time. I'm glad that you were able to tap in for my story about almost getting caught by the UPS driver delivering my butcher box order when I was risking being completely disrobed. Is that a clearer sign than ever, Brian, to finally take the steps and get some shades?
Yeah, I think so. My wife is... my lovely wife is trying to get us to do the same thing, because you just don't want to get caught with the towel dropped with, the wrong person walking by, whether it's the UPS driver or whatever, right? We have the kind of the pull down blinds. We don't have the Nortman Estate kind of. I assume you have like really thick. They smell like mahogany. They're from an 1800s castle in England somewhere. Like, that's what I assume your blinds kind of look like. They're royal burgundy. They're like really sexy, that kind of stuff. We just got the pull down stuff, but I think investing in something like the Nortman Estate could potentially would be beneficial. I'm dealing with the same issue.
Yeah, I suppose it can't truly be an estate unless you have a little bit of privacy, because now I used to kind of be like, you know what, nothing bad's going to happen. We'll be okay. And just risking it, no problems. But now I have a true fear and anxiety going through the house if I'm not fully clothed. Well, Brian, we're going to let you keep running. You have how many? You have 4 miles to go, roughly? A little bit less?
Yeah, little over 4. So if it's cool with you, I'm just going to bust into the studio when I finish. I figure I'm about 0.1 miles away from the studio right now. So I'm going to run 26.1 up here, and then finish in the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Studios in support of Camp One Step during the 414 hour of KBN.
That would be outstanding. No better way to cross the finish line, have your body finish through the ribbon, than you finishing right here in the Gruber One Call That's All Studios here in Milwaukee. Brian, finish strong. Think of the kids. I know you are. Thanks for letting us be a part of it. Go get them.
Thanks, KBN Nation. Thanks, Bradley. See you in a bit.
You got it. Thanks, Brian. Well, we're going to let Brian finish up. You heard him. If you want to know what it's like to finish a full marathon, Brian will be here probably sometime early in the 414 hour. But we're gonna take a minute, and we're on the way. We're going to come back. We have some audio from Matt LaFleur today that's going to maybe give a little bit of a glimpse, maybe a bit of a nudge of who might be the starting quarterback on Sunday. I know I'm at the edge of my seat wanting to know who that is. I know you are too. So keep it locked here on KBN. We will be right back.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN.
Yeah, let them do this. I ain't doing it.
You're not going to hurt our feelings.
Come on.
Just mine.
Homer, come on. Yo, fuck. I should be doing this time. I should be 2 to 6. That good enough for you? You need any more?
That's fair, Don.
Need any more? One? Us?
Yeah.
Y'all 2, 3, 4. You're all the same. There we Nobody's as good as me.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Southbound on 43, slowing down from Silver Spring all the way down past Capitol Drive. You'll be back on the brakes from Fond du Lac Avenue down through the Marquette. Northbound slowing out of the Marquette all the way up past Fond du Lac. Westbound on 94, heavy out of the Marquette to Mitchell Boulevard. The eastbound side is going to be slow from Elmhurst Road all the way to Highway 16, then slowing again through the Barker Road area. Back on the brakes from Hawley Road all the way to 35th Street. And southbound 41, also seeing delays from before Good Hope Road, pretty much all the way down to Burleigh. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast tonight, mostly clear, a low of 60 at the lakefront, 55 inland. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, warm, with a high of 83 at the lake, 87 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Hey, Milwaukee sports fans. It's Brad Nortman from Kyle Brust and Nortman. You've invested too much into that nice ride, so don't settle for a gas station car wash. Treat it to a Tsunami Express car wash. State-of-the-art wash technology, powerful free vacuums, and unlimited wash memberships. Now with 5 locations across Greater Milwaukee, Tsunami Express is your go-to spot for a flawless finish and a first-class car wash every time. Trust me, your car will thank you. Sign up for a membership online at TsunamiExpress.com and get your first wash free. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat.
$1 million. That's big, really big. This September, Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee is handing out a cool million, and you've got a shot at winning your share. The big $1 million giveaway is here. Just play with your rewards card and you're entered to win. Couldn't be easier and couldn't be bigger. No wonder it's called the Big One. For more details, visit paysbig.com/big one. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Lock in for October. Brewers postseason tickets are on sale now. Clear your schedule, claim your spot, and be here for a Brewers postseason run you don't want to miss at brewers.com/postseason.
Sharon needed legal help. She needed Gruber Law Offices.
When I think about Gruber Law Office, I think about how they took care of me, how they make sure that you get what you're supposed to get. Gruber Law Office. One call, that's all. I will always trust one call, that's all.
Injured? Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
They are the best. I'm very happy.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's original craft vodka. In 1995, Tito Beveridge built his very own distillery and put his life savings into it. Since then, he's won the unanimous Judge's Choice Double Gold Medal at the World Spirits Competition, the Chairman's Trophy for World's Best Vodka Tonic, and many others. Tito's Handmade Vodka is still made on the same land where he started it, all in Austin, Texas. Distilled from corn and gluten-free. Visit us at Tito'sVodka.com for recipes, videos, and more. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
Catholic Memorial Football takes the field for Friday Night Lights this week. It's the Crusaders on the road battling New Berlin West in a conference matchup to take on the Vikings.
Marvanis Butler Brown gets the kickoff, and he's got room to run, and forget about it. The marvelous one.
Crusaders football is presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, R&R Insurance, Home Sealed Exteriors, and D&M Accounting and Consulting Service. Tune into the action Friday night starting at 6:30, exclusively streaming at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Earth Justice is a national legal nonprofit defending the environment and people's health. Until justice stands for all, our lawyers will never rest. More at earthjustice.org/neverrest. Earth Justice, because the earth needs a good lawyer.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Welcome back into KBN. Boy, this show is flying by. It usually does on a Friday. Looking so far ahead to a Green Bay Packers Sunday. No, none of my Wisconsin Badgers on Saturday. So I get a little bit of a reprieve from watching stressfully my Badgers compete. But I am Brad Nortman, here in the One Call That's All Gruber Law Offices studios here in ESPN Milwaukee. Kyle Wallace is in New Orleans. Do we have you, Kyle? We've taken a little bit of a break. Do we have you?
I think so.
Okay.
Okay, I give myself.
That sounds good. That sounds good. Welcome back.
I want to give myself some credit.
Yeah, please tell. Why should we give you credit?
Because the kit, I was told I sound like a robot, right? So I was told I wouldn't sound good. So I was like, all right, let me try to figure out disconnected, reconnected multiple times. And I said, all right, well, I have to use vMix. And then all of a sudden I'm on vMix and I'm like, you know what? I don't have my headphones. They're in the car. So I had to kind of rig it up where I have my headphones from the kit and I'm talking into the computer, and I think it's working.
Well, it is working. You sound loud and clear, and you are pulling out all the stops to make sure that you bless KBN Nation with your voice and you show up for work. I'm hoping that Jordan Love does the same thing, finds a way, pulls out all the stops to make sure he plays on Sunday. We have Matt LaFleur talking a little bit about what this upcoming weekend looks like for Jordan Love's availability and who might play at quarterback. So, Chris, let's go ahead and spin it.
Has he been medically cleared yet?
We're working through that.
Okay, so that nod wasn't a yes.
We're working through it.
Matt, how much of him playing is up to him?
I think there's definitely a lot that's up to him. I mean, you don't want to put somebody in that position, but certainly he's doing everything in his power. He wants to be out there more than anybody. So, but, we'll work through it. We'll give it up till game time, and we'll see where we're at.
What do you need to see between now and then for him to play?
Well, there's nothing more to see, right? We put everything out there.
Nothing more to see from Matt LaFleur. And I want to add one small commentary to this. The visual of this is a very strange interaction that takes place at first. Matt LaFleur is asked, is Jordan Love medically able to clear? There's a pause that occurs. If you're watching it, he does what looks like, to the casual observer, a nod. He sort of puts his head up and down and back up again. And then he says, we're still waiting on that. And then somebody follows up and says, was that a nod? And he said, we're still waiting on that. So, Kyle, knowing that and knowing that visual, what's your reaction to Matt LaFleur and that commentary just recently about Jordan Love's status on Sunday?
I told y'all, Matt LaFleur has no interest whatsoever in trying to give anything away to the Tennessee Titans. Last week, he did the same thing with the Indianapolis Colts where he was like, he doesn't need to practice. He can still play. And then all of a sudden, he does practice and, you don't know. I will see. And so overall, I'm good with Matt LaFleur doing this because, again, it's gamesmanship. I personally have no idea what direction this is going to go. I can't get a good read on Matt LaFleur whatsoever. So I think if I'm feeling this way, unless there's some type of inside the NFL circles that you know about, Brad, that maybe the Titans are having an inside source, maybe our Narv dog or Malik Willis is maybe trading on us and giving some inside information. I don't know if you're the Titans, how you can prepare for this. Without preparing for Jordan Love to play. Everything Matt LaFleur has done, everything Jordan Love has done as well, being limited in practice, he's been part of practice. So with him practicing, the Tennessee Titans have to game plan defensively to stop Jordan Love. So I'm good with Matt LaFleur doing this because I actually think this will be successful in making the Titans have to spend time in practice preparing for whether they're going to have Malik Willis at quarterback, who's probably going to be a more mobile quarterback, but obviously more, and they have to prepare more for the run versus Jordan Love, who we know mobility will be limited for him. But overall, we do know that Jordan Love is a big threat. So this will stress them out a little bit more, having to prepare for two different quarterbacks on Sunday.
Yeah, you're exactly right. If I'm the Tennessee Titans, I do not know what is coming on Sunday. I really do not. Matt LaFleur, as we know, is very intentional about his words on the microphone. If he adds a little bit of nuance, if he adds a little bit of commentary, we know that those words are not purposeless. And I think that Matt LaFleur is doing that here. And I'm telling you, the nod that he gave was so strange. I mean, I almost felt like he was trying to tell us something. Given everything, and I think the most important part of this at the end was saying, well, we've already seen everything we need to see. So the decision's been made. I truly believe they're not going to wait until, 10:30 when the AM on Sunday, when the actives and inactives are decided if he's going to play or not. And he might even be active and not play as an emergency. I just can't imagine they're making that decision that morning. I feel like they've either seen enough from Jordan Love to be able to say, he's our guy. We've seen the knee recover after each practice. We've done what he needed to do to play. Or the opposite side is he's just not there yet. He gave it a shot, and we need to rest him one more week for our full confidence level. I feel like the decision's made. And if I'm going to have to just say a call right now, my feeling is Malik Willis is going to play. I cannot imagine. I'm going to go that out there. I'm going to call my shot. I am as confused as the rest of you. Matt LaFleur purposely confusing us all, might I add. Sign of a good coach, sign of a top 5 coach. Little gamesmanship. I would be surprised if they put Jordan Love out there. I'm rooting for it. I want to see it. I think he's the best chance for the Packers to win. But if they've seen everything they need to see, and that's true, then they're not waiting 2 more days. And 2 more days you need for an MCL sprain to continue to recover. So I think it's going to be Malik Willis. I could very well be wrong because I think this is a coin flip and nobody knows what's going to happen. And I think that's very smart from Matt LaFleur.
Before you heard Matt LaFleur just now, where were you at?
I was 50-50. Now I'm 75-25 Malik Willis.
Wow, that's interesting because I'm actually the other way where I think that there is a chance Jordan Love plays. And I'm more nervous because I told you this last segment is the fact that I don't want Jordan Love to play because I don't want him to risk any injury. And hearing what Matt LaFleur said, because he's trying to throw us off, but I feel like with this throw off is that there may be a feeling in that locker room that Jordan Love is probably going to go out there and give it a chance, right? And so I actually come away a little bit more nervous that Jordan Love is going to play, but I have to trust the Packers and their staff that they're going to make the right decision and do right by Jordan Love because he's the most important thing for this organization.
Yeah, Kyle, it's so interesting. And that tells me that Matt LaFleur's tactics are doing exactly that they should, that you and I listened to the same audio and came away with different conclusions. That's just a sign that Matt LaFleur is purposeful in this. He knows it gives them the advantage. And it certainly does. If you don't know what quarterback you're going to deal with different styles, it's certainly an advantage. But we have Green Bay props and previews on the other side, but we're always looking into like a window to Matt LaFleur's brain. Kyle, why don't you tell us a little about your friends and the windows that you love?
No, not my friends. I think you got to tell us about your friends.
Okay, I'll go ahead and tell you about my friends. My friends at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. You always have a window into the greatness that they can provide because I've been to the showroom right alongside Ben. We've seen the innovation. We have seen all of the benefit that choosing Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin allows for you to do to increase your home value, to decrease your energy costs. There are so many things that Pella can do, whether it be matching your craftsmanship, color. There is nothing that they can't do and no budget that they can't make work. Because of their ability to give you windows but exchange for you windows as low as $18 per month and patio doors as low as $81 per month. It's a deal that you cannot walk away from. You got to hurry quick though. That deal ends September 30th. Let them know that KBN told you to call. I guarantee you tell that to Gina, you tell that anyone over there at Pella, you're going to be received well. You might even get a little bit more of a discount because they sure love KBN over there at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Visit PellaWI.com today.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman.
He is now off his rocker saying it. Well, if I played...
Choke artist. Choke artist, choke artist, choke artist. That's what you both are. Yeah, I said it. You both are choke artists.
Losers, choke artists.
That's what you are. You
frauds,
choked against TCU. You choked against Oregon. You choked against Kentucky. Y'all choked against Duke. I can keep going.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. What happens when you mix a 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year with a Packers Hall of Famer?
I'm not going to get into the Kringle turnover game, so that's what it needs to be. I think his legs. Yeah.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Like the pastry you guys turnovers. You guys can't put 2 and 3
I got it. I did not get it.
They don't call themselves Racine Danish turnovers.
Sorry. Sometimes I wonder about you two, man.
Catch him from 9 to noon right here on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Lock in for October. Brewers postseason tickets are on sale now. Clear your schedule, claim your spot, and be here for a Brewers postseason run you don't want to miss at brewers.com/postseason.
Go to the head of the class on your next vehicle purchase exclusively at the Kunis Auto Group's Back to School sales event.
Good morning, class.
Expect a straight A passing grade when you add up the savings on your next vehicle from the automotive scholars at your nearby Milwaukee Metro Region Kunis Auto Group dealerships. America's best-selling cars, trucks, and SUVs from both Buick and GMC, all marked down with September Back to School discounts and savings. We're also offering incredible Back to School discounts on our entire inventory of select pre-owned vehicles. vehicles. Choose from over 1,500 vehicles on lot and online. While online, check out dozens of back-to-school service specials on everything from brakes, tires to oil changes. Plus, with a test driver purchase each week in September, 4 lucky winners will win free gas for a year. All at your nearby Milwaukee Metro Region Cunis Auto Group dealerships in both Oak Creek and Greenfield. It's the Cunis Auto Group's exclusive September back-to-school sales event going on now. For additional event info, go to shopcunis.com.
Wake up! It's time to find your sleep oasis at IKEA. Without a great night's sleep, you can't be your best every day. IKEA has everything you need to create your perfect sleep solution. From stylish beds and mattresses to essential storage, IKEA will quickly have you in a deep sense of relaxation. Get organized with IKEA's bins, baskets, and under-bed storage for a clutter-free room. Finish off your oasis with dressers, wardrobes, and nightstands. Discover your bedroom inspiration and solutions at IKEA Oak Creek today or at IKEA.com/US.
This time of year can be really tough on a number of areas in your home. If you're struggling with any electrical issues, the superheroes at Current Electric are ready to help you. Chuck Smith is a Brookfield Central grad who started Current Electric over 40 years ago. His mission was to serve our community with integrity and quality. Whether it's as small as a switch repair or as large as rewiring your entire home, to a generator to keep your lights on, or even interest in solar energy, call on the superheroes from Current Electric. Go to callcurrent.com. That's callcurrent.com.
Show the world what your business is made of with 3 Tree Marketing.
So at 3 Tree, we're storytellers through merchandise. Every brand we work with has a unique story, and we're there to tell it using merchandise, display, appreciation, and gifting.
President Kevin Van Rossum knows that's important.
There's promo peddlers again, or tchotchke vendors, or whatever cliche people want to use. So we work with our client partners to become an extension of their team. We provide ideas, unique offerings that fit budget, timing, as well as messaging.
Check out why 3 Tree is the partner you need. 3treemarketing.com. Ever dreamed of teeing off inside American Family Field? Now's your chance with Upper Deck Golf. From November 7th through the 9th, experience a one-of-a-kind round of golf, hitting tee shots from the upper deck throughout the stadium to custom greens below. Enjoy VIP treatment with great music, cold beers, food, and golf challenges at the Clubhouse Festival inside the stadium. Upper Deck is open to all ages, but tee times are limited, so book now. Head to upperdeckgolfing.com to book a tee time today.
Right now, more than 100,000 children waiting in foster care need our help. The Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption is focused on finding them safe, permanent homes. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
You all know how much I love the Underdog Fantasy Sports app, and I told you about it before. I want you to get this game. I'm telling you this right now. It's so easy, it's so fun to play. And here's how it works. Basically, select multiple players from different teams. You select whether or not they'll have higher or lower on their stats, so whether or not is Malik Willis throwing higher than touchdown and a half, or is it going to be Josh Jacobs rushing for higher or lower than 88 and a half yards? You can do all that on the Underdog Fantasy Sports app. It's so fun. You can win up to 1,000 times your money. Yes, 1,000 times your money. And here is exactly what you can do. Visit UnderdogFantasy.com or download the Underdog Fantasy Sports app in your mobile app store, and basically use promo code KBN. That is promo code KBN, and it'll give you a special discount on some things. But then on top of that, it will match your first deposit up to $1,000. Just match your first deposit up to $1,000. Get in the game today with the Underdog Fantasy Sports app. As always, you must remember with Underdog Fantasy Sports app, you have to make sure that you have to be 18 plus and present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Consumers can play. Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman. It is wonderful to have you on a Sunday here. Kyle is in New Orleans, and he's having a great time. Kyle, how would you? I know that you woke up today, maybe not feeling like your best. How would you feel now? I mean, this is kind of like you're going into a game. You feel like your body's a little bit sore. Do you feel like this always happens, right? You go out, maybe you have a good time, and you wake up in the morning and you're like, I can't do this again. I can't do this again. Are you slowly approaching to the point where, I could do it again. I could give it another go tonight.
Brad, everybody listening, obviously I'm having some technical issues. So I'm live on, V-Mix that we have here. People say I sound like I'm next door from a bathroom. It's been a struggle. It has been an absolute struggle, Brad. I ain't gonna lie. To full transparency, I woke up today, didn't feel too great. I have not let water touch my body today. I have not washed my behind. I have not brushed my teeth. Wait. I feel like been brushed during the pandemic. Yeah, I said
that's a choice,
I
Kyle.
ain't washed my behind.
Why? That's a choice, Kyle. You have the freedom to do that. There is no one else to excuse yourself but you for that. Why have you chosen that for today?
Brad, I didn't choose this. This is what life kind of threw me today. I struggled. I was on the struggle bus today. I literally was saying, how did this happen? I didn't mix anything, and all of a sudden I got a headache, my tummy hurt, and I don't feel right, and now I got to use V-Mix because the kit's not working, and so it's just a disaster, absolute disaster. And so, no, I did not shower today because I was too tired to shower. I didn't shower today because my tummy hurt. So right now, if you were watching on YouTube, that smile still look good. It still look good without having no Crest or Colgate or none of that on my mouth today. But, Nola has gotten the best of me, Brad.
Yeah, it usually does. It usually does. You're wearing the Brew Crew Giannis jersey right now. Is that what you wear out? Like, what do you wear going? You are a fashion guy, Kyle. So are you wearing kind of fun, sporty, different, or are you styling it up a little bit in New Orleans? Because I know it's hot. I know it's hot there, so that's got to be a consideration.
Well, I style it up. Right now, I got this on because it's too dang hot in New Orleans. I mean, every time I step outside, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is too hot. So I got this cutoff shirt on because I want to represent the Brewers and the Milwaukee Bucks. But I'm very fashionable. Matter of fact, give me 10 seconds real quick. I'm going to go grab one of my shirts because I'm doing it live from my room right now. I'm going to grab one of my shirts so you can see. Fashion show on KBN.
Kyle Wallace fashion show. How lucky are we? For a guy that doesn't have a whole lot of fashion sense, that is all via osmosis or straight up asking my wife, Lexi, Kyle Wallace actually has a little bit. And I'm going to share with Kyle my tips to maybe not be in such pain throughout the night. Kyle has returned. Okay, let me see what kind of shirt you're working with here, Kyle. Right. I'm going to do my best to describe it to our listeners. Oh, my God. You are not wearing that. You are not wearing that.
Last night, I was looking handsome.
Okay,
I was looking handsome. So last night at the club, I had to shoot the women off me. I said, I got a woman. Get away from me. Get away from me. I was live.
Our YouTube viewers can see the greatness that is Kyle's shirt, or the craziness that's Kyle's shirt, but it is a pattern that's hard to describe. It's very busy. I'm seeing at least 6 different colors that feel like they're just kind of tie-dyed on there. I mean, what is the style of that kind of shirt, Kyle?
I don't know, but it looked good on me.
Okay, now here's the follow-up.
Right now.
Follow-up question.
2 minutes.
Brad Nortman is in New Orleans with you. I walk out wearing that shirt. Can I pull that off?
Oh, you can pull it off, Brad.
You think I can pull that off?
It's about the confidence.
It's about the confidence.
Yeah, if you walk out with confidence, then people be like, okay, yeah, that's a nice shirt. I always get compliments when I wear that shirt, but how about this one also? Make sure y'all go to ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Oh, now see,
YouTube.
That's classy. I'm seeing black and white stripes with a bunch of roses on it. A bunch of roses. Now, that is pretty classy. That feels like a Kyle Wallace shirt right there. That is classy.
Yeah, I'm definitely a lover boy. This is just a little taste. Maybe I'll have a week where I wear my Kyle Wallace after 5 outfits from 2 to 5. So
Kyle after dark.
Taste of, a little bit of the flow.
Oh, man, I tell you what, it's a wild ride. I'm learning so much from Kyle Wallace. Kyle, can you take a piece of advice from me tonight? Is this lame or smart? When I'm out there having a good time and I'm drinking carblesses.
I already know it's lame.
I try to go 1 for 1 water to drinks. Is that lame?
1.
Oh, that is intelligent. Let me tell you this. I should have did that last night. I wouldn't be struggling right now.
Do it tonight, Kyle.
My girl texted me. She texted me saying, I said, baby, I'm struggling. She said, that's okay. You earned yourself a drink. I said, the hell with drinks. I want water for the next 48 hours.
Water does the body right, doesn't it, Kyle? Water and food. Even that good old New Orleans food.
Absolutely. I can't wait to eat too because I really haven't eaten much today. But I'm powering through for KBN because I love talking Packers, baby.
Well, and we got a whole lot of Packer talk left to go. Brian D is going to join us when he is done running his marathon. He's going to run right here into the studio. We got pole position. We got Packers props and previews. We got so much to get you ready for the Packer game on Sunday. Do not leave. You got Jim, Matt, and Molly in Madison 100.5. You got me and Kyle here on ESPN 94.5, the true 414 hour. I'm going to let Kyle give the 414 when we come back, baby.
With me, oh yeah, sell out. With me.
An accident now, 41 southbound heading into the Zoo interchange is off on the right shoulder, so watch for delays heading past that. Of course, we've got delays from Good Hope Road all the way down to about Burleigh. Eastbound 94, delays from Elmhurst Road all the way to about Highway 16. Back on the brakes from Highway F all the way past Barker Road, and then from 84th Street through to 35th. The westbound side of 94 is backed up out of the Marquette out towards Mitchell Boulevard. Another heavy spot right past Highway G. And then southbound 894, we're seeing delays now from Oklahoma Avenue down and around the Hale interchange onto 894 eastbound. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mainly clear, a little humid, a low of 63. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, very warm and humid. Chance for evening showers or storms, a high of 85 at the lake, 88 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Here in Wisconsin, one name is synonymous with fantastic frozen pizza, Palermo's. For almost 60 years, Palermo's has focused on feeding Wisconsin families. And though Palermo's has grown a lot since 1964, they're still family-owned. They're still proud to call Milwaukee home. And they're still committed to making the best frozen pizza possible. From their new and improved rising crust pizzas to their guilt-free Primo thin pies, Palermo's has a delicious slice for every appetite. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer food aisle. Palermo's, flavor is our family's business.
Whether you're about to graduate high school or have been in the workforce for years, it's time to take control of your future. Welcome to Lakeland University, where you call the shots. We use our flexible learning formats to customize your degree path. In-person, online, and virtual classes are all available. Lakeland University is designed around you, your goals, your schedule, your future. You can even earn up to 25% of your degree via paid work experiences. Ready to take control of your future? Let us customize an education to fit your needs. Visit lakeland.edu/ESPN to learn more.
Game Nightsel here. Catch Jen, Gabe, and Chewy mornings 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle Bruston Nordman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
We them boys.
It's the 414 hour at 4 on KBN.
Bravo, Bradley.
Thank you, Kyle. Thank you. That one, it felt pretty good. I'm not going to lie. I feel like I have the Friday energy. I am Brad Nortman on KBN. I am joined by Kyle Wallace in New Orleans, who's, I'm not going to lie, I'm feeling it turn up a bit. He's feeling the 414 hour. He's feeling the Packers coming on Sunday. We got Chris Larson on the board, and we are going to get you geared up here for the Packers and the Titans on Sunday here in the 414 hour on KBN. Thank you for joining, as always, KBN Nation. And we were going to do this in the last hour, but we wanted to push it because we wanted to make sure there's enough time for it. Because Kyle and all, we love to see our Green Bay Packers do well. And there's so many interesting ways to approach these Packer games. There's a lot you can tell by just diving into the different individual lines throughout the game. So Kyle, how do you say we go into Green Bay props and previews right now? How does that say?
Oh, I am so ready. You know I love talking Green Bay Packers, and I can't wait to hear what these props are.
Awesome. Let's do it. Let's do Green Bay props and previews, Chris.
Here's an idea. Why don't you give me half the money you were going to bet? Then we'll go out back, I'll kick you in the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
Gather around, degenerates. It's time for the GBPP. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman are here to tell you how they plan to lose their money this weekend. This is the Green Bay Props and Preview.
All right, Chris, what do we got to start out for our Green Bay props and previews for Sunday, Packers at Titans.
Let's start off with the running game. Josh Jacobs carried the load last week in the Packers' victory over the Colts. So he's going to carry the load again this week. Vegas says Josh Jacobs over under 77.5 total rushing yards this week for the Pack.
Kyle, get us started. 77.5 yards for Josh Jacobs.
Come on now. We are finding out that all these props and over-unders, higher, lowers for Josh Jacobs, he's going to obliterate them. Again, the Green Bay Packers are going to have to depend on Josh Jacobs, whether or not it's Jordan Love as a starting quarterback or whether or not it is Malik Willis as a starting quarterback. We signed him to do exactly what he did last week. Now, over 7 and a half. It's going to be another big Josh Jacobs game. We're going to leave this season saying, boy, Josh Jacobs is a dude.
Yeah, Kyle, I'm right there with you. I got the over 77.5 yards for Josh Jacobs. I don't see a way that he isn't the predominant playmaker in this game plan, no matter who's at quarterback. If it's Malik Willis, who I'm kind of leaning toward it's going to be, I mean, no doubt about it, he's going to be toting the rock probably another 30-plus times. But even if it's Jordan Love, that might help the campaign a little bit. But boy, oh boy, he's going to have to be the focal point. And you're right. This is why you sign a guy like that. To go back-to-back weeks, potentially, of 30 carries and be able to tote the rock. And after last week saying, I could have won another half. That is why you signed Josh Jacobs. That is why he is the stud bell cow that he is. Give me the over 77.5 for Josh Jacobs.
All right, let's move on here to the quarterback, Malik Willis, Jordan Love, who's going to start on Sunday. Let's go with Malik Willis, though. The over-under 188.5 total passing and rushing yards combined for Malik Willis.
Kyle?
Yeah, I'm going to go over. I think Malik Willis, I like this kid, man. And we're talking about this could be the revenge game for Malik. And I know he seems very humble. He seems very modest. He was very thankful for the fact of the opportunity that the Tennessee Titans gave him. But you don't make it this far in life when it comes to sports without being a competitor, without having a little bit of an edge, without saying, you know what, I can't wait to go back to Tennessee and show them exactly what they are missing. So I'm excited for Malik Willis in this game. I think, again, he will use his legs. And if he does play as well, I believe Matt LaFleur opens up the playbook a little bit more because he probably knows more, and he'll throw the football a little bit more. So I think over 188 total yards this week for Malik Willis is the thing that we'll see.
Boy, I hope I'm wrong on this one. I'm going to go with the under. I'm going to go with the under. Now, again, I love Malik Willis. I do. I love what he's about. I love how he answers the questions.
I know what that means. I love. I do it all the time.
You know what's coming then. I think the challenge of this week's game for Malik Willis, if he's the starter, is so tremendously higher than it was last week. You could catch the Indianapolis Colts, which is a lesser defense than the Tennessee Titans, by surprise. There'll be no surprises this week unless Matt LaFleur has more tricks in his bag. I just look at it and say it's going to be way harder this week for Malik Willis. I think they're going to continue to pound the rock. I don't think it's going to be as easy for them, and therefore I think for Malik Willis, I think he's going to have under 188.5 yards.
All right, let's move on to the special teams here, the kicking situation with Braden Narvison. The Vegas has Braden Narvison for over under 1.5 field goals made, 1.5 extra points made, and 6 total kicking points in this game. But how about we go Braden Narvison over under half a kick missed, field goals and extra points in this game?
Ooh, spicy.
I think this is a game that Braden, it's a homecoming for him, too. They cut him, too. So you know what?
They did.
I'm good. Braden ain't missing no kicks. He should be very comfortable. This is where he became a preseason legend in Tennessee, potentially. So I think Braden makes 0 kicks. Narv dog. Team, boy. Don't fail.
I tell you what, if Braden Narvison is taking the field like that, I'm going to do my best dog bark here. Ready? Roof, 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 roof. Is that pretty good, Kyle? Is that decent? That's pretty good. That's guttural right there. I think if he takes the field in Tennessee, you're right, this is a homecoming for him too. They released him. I think this is the game that he does not miss a kick. Give me the under half a kick, PAT or field goal missed. I think he's perfect. I think they're going to rely on him. I think it's going to be hard to find the end zone for this Green Bay Packer team. I think they can move the ball, but they're going to have to rely on him kicking because nothing comes easy on this Tennessee Titans defense. So give me the under, Braden Narvison, half of a missed kick.
Can I just say, quickly, I know Braden Narvison has missed 2 kicks so far this year. But I feel good about him. There's something about him, like he hasn't missed extra points yet. And I know he's missed it from 40, but last week he played a pretty significant role in that game. I know he was 3 for 4, but he still made 3 field goals that were very, very important to help lead the Packers to victory. I think that's something that we have not talked about. It's the fact that he made 3 of 4. We wanted to be 4 of 4, especially if you're talking about anything under 50. But he played an integral role in winning that game last week.
Yeah, if I may special teams nerd out for 15 seconds, he hits a very pure ball. It stays very true, meaning very straight. If he misses it, it's just from the get-go. He just aimed wrong, and he seems to either just push it or miss it. So it's just an aiming thing for him, but he hits a really nice ball. I like what I see out of Braden Narvison, so I have high hopes for him. Another reason why I think it's under a half a missed kick today, or on Sunday, against the Tennessee Titans.
Move over to the other side of the ball. Jeff Hafley's defense got to get that pass rush going against the Titans this weekend. How about over under half a sack for Rashawn Gary coming off the edge?
Listen, this is the game to do it. If you have watched the Tennessee Titans the first 2 weeks, the Chicago Bears, you got a little also defense as well. And so I really believe that the Green Bay Packers should be able to get sacked. This is a big game for Rashawn Gary. If Rashawn Gary doesn't get at least a sack this game, we should be concerned, highly concerned. He should eat this week. I expect at least 2 from Mr. Rashawn Gary.
Kyle, I like that. I like that a lot. I mean, we only have one that we're going against one another on. I think Rashawn Gary is going to have that game. I think he is. I think he's finally going to hopefully get comfortable. The Tennessee Titans, they're either worst or second worst as far as QB pressure rate. So Will Levis is under pressure often, given that offensive line. I think there's 2 components to that. One is their offensive line struggling, and 2, I think it's Malik Willis holding the ball. He's not very comfortable in the pocket, making reads, and cognitively thinking through the defense and decision-making quickly. That is all good things for this Green Bay Packer defensive line, particularly Rashawn Gary. Plain and simple, the secondary is doing their part. They really are. They are turning the ball over. They're getting interceptions. We are still waiting for that defensive line, outside of Devontae Wyatt, who's actually had quietly 2 good games, to finally play up to the level of their investment. So I think this is the game they start doing it. Rashawn Gary, over a half a sack for me.
Everybody in the media talking about Matt LaFleur's masterful game plan coming off that win against the Colts, running the football. The phrase masterful game plan will be used in tomorrow or in Sunday's broadcast. Over under 1.5 times.
Well, I'm optimistic, so I'm going to go over. I mean, in order for the Green Bay Packers to win, he must create a masterful game plan. Again, regardless of who the quarterback is, he still has to design this game plan for a limited Jordan Love if he does play, or for a limited Malik Willis because of the fact that he doesn't know the playbook that well because he's only been here for almost a month now. So either or, if the Packers are going to be successful, it's going to take a masterful game plan, and that's exactly what I expect from Matt LaFleur. So I say over 1.5 times. Oh, it's so masterful from Matt.
You know you're going to get one early. You know first quarter, maybe even the first drive. You know that the broadcasters are going to be rightfully so salivating over Matt LaFleur's game plan last week, calling it a masterful game plan. I don't care how much it upsets or annoys Ben Brust on how he doesn't want to hear the word game plan anymore. But they're going to say it on Sunday. I think there's going to be another moment in the game where he schemes something up and it just looks masterful. So I think Matt LaFleur, the broadcasters will comment on him, and that's just such an appropriate word choice to use. Masterful game plan. We're going to hear that twice on Sunday. We got any more? We got a couple more, Chris?
2 more here on Packers props and previews. Well, how about the over-under for the game? 38 total points between the Packers and Titans.
Ooh, I'm not a math guy, so I have to sit here and do it in my head. The Packers won last week 16-10.
That's correct.
And the over-under is 39.
38.
I'm going under. Especially, of course, if Jordan Love's play, I have a little bit more confidence in scoring. But the Titans' offense is trash. They have Calvin Ridley, but their running back position is Matt, but their quarterback position is below mid. Malik Willis, legitimately, I guess he was in the QB competition. And how much I do appreciate Malik. I don't want Malik to be my full-time starter. If I for dang sure don't want Will Levis to be my full-time starter. So understanding that we may have 2 just average NFL quarterbacks in this game, I believe it would definitely be under that 38.5.
I'm right there with you, Kyle. I see this being a kind of an ugly, nasty, low-scoring game. it's not even as much about the Packers offense, which is limited with Malik Willis and facing a much harder defense in the Tennessee Titans. The Titans offense, though, it's nothing special. I mean, they are finding new creative ways to give the ball up to the other team, whether it be, I mean, this is on special teams, but 2 blocked punts in a row. See if Rich Bisaccia can take advantage of whatever all the rest of the punt return teams are seeing. But this offense, I mean, they turn the ball over. They're not particularly explosive. They don't really have, I mean, they've got Calvin Ridley and Tony Pollard. I mean, guys they're solid, they're okay, but when your quarterback is Will Levis, you are naturally put a cap on, and I don't think they're going to do much against this improving week by week Packer defense. All right, Chris,
Right,
I think
real
there's,
quick.
yeah.
Do you think Jair Alexander can slow down Calvin Ridley? Is that like the most, the pressing matchup or the matchup you look forward to the most?
It is from a Titans offense to a Packer defense. I think that is a great matchup. I think Jair does okay against him. I don't think he gets eaten quite like A.J. Brown did. I think A.J. Brown is a premier top 8, top 5 receiver. Calvin Ridley is certainly talented, but I don't think he's there anymore. And I don't think that he has a quarterback that's as easily able to get him the ball as some of these other guys. So I think that matchup will actually be an advantage to the Packers, because in order to get advantage of Jair, you got to hit those timing routes. You have to do things to create separation. And I just don't think Will Levis and Calvin Ridley have perfected that. I'm a little afraid of him maybe getting beaten downfield, which we saw last week from Calvin Ridley, but that's where our good safeties can come in as well. So I do think that the Green Bay defense will do well. That Jair-Calvin Ridley matchup will be great. How do you think Jair fares against Calvin Ridley? I think he's going to be okay.
I think Jair will be fine. If Jair Alexander wins that matchup, this Green Bay Packers football team wins. I think it's that easily. Calvin Ridley is really the only really good offensive weapon that they have currently on that roster. And so they're able to slow down Calvin Ridley, who got the ball out the backfield as well in the reverse last week. They try to use him in as many ways to get him the ball since our quarterback can't. I think if Jair shuts him down, the Green Bay Packers easily win this football game.
And we wrap up Packers props and previews here with the actual spread for the game. Packers plus 2.5 going into Tennessee on Sunday.
Come on now. Is this really a question for me? Y'all already know my answer. Give me the pack, baby.
Kyle Wallace, confident as ever, proving that he can be a Packer backer all the way down in New Orleans. Look, I think if Jordan Love plays, I think they win. I really do. I think if Malik Willis plays, I think it is a nasty, close game. I see the Packers losing by a touchdown if it's Malik Willis. I think it's just going to be, I know, I hate to say it, and I hate to say it. I want to see the Packers do well.
Wait a minute. Have you picked the Packers at all this year?
I picked him last week. Okay. I didn't pick him week 1. I picked him last week. I hope I get this one wrong, might I add, but I need to be honest with where my head is at with KBN Nation. I just think that the game plan is going to be tremendously harder this week. Titans are a better defense. Matt LaFleur will have to completely reimagine this offense once again if Malik Willis is the starter. And it's nothing against Malik Willis or the Packers offense. This is just a good defense, and it's a hard ask to do it 2 weeks in a row. So I think if Malik Willis plays, I'm going to take the Titans. If it's Love, I'm going to go with the Packers, but I think it's going to be Malik Willis. So for this one, I'm going to say it is the Titans that get the better of the Green Bay Packers. Kyle, I love your belief. I love your Packer backer.
What you talking about, Malik Willis?
And I love seeing your view on here on YouTube. You can catch us on YouTube. Of course, 94.5, 800-990-3776 is your way into the show. We want to hear your thoughts on how the Packers are going to do. But as I'm looking at Kyle Wallace, he's all the way down there in New Orleans. There's a beautiful shining window behind him. And Kyle Wallace knows a thing or two about windows.
That's what I'm telling you. Beautiful. They need to call Universal Windows Direct down here. These old shoddy windows that they have. And listen, don't have somebody come to your house talking about your windows like I'm talking about their windows. Call my friends at Universal Windows Direct because they will take great care of you. And what I love about Universal Windows is when you contact them, when you hit them up, they'll do a consultation absolutely for free. They'll come to your house, they'll let you know what you need to do to upgrade, and they're not going to press you whatsoever to make a decision. And that's what I love about it, right? You have an option to basically find out more information and then make a choice based off of that. That's exactly what you always want to do. So call Universal Windows directly today at 414-410-2000. That's 410-2000, and for every 2 windows you buy, you get the next 2 free. Buy 2, get 2. Buy 4, get 4. There is no limit. Plus, 0% financing for 60 months. That is 5 whole years with 0% financing. For the last windows you'll ever need, go to UWD.com. That is UWD.com. And all the way down from New Orleans, I'm telling y'all, like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Brian D. finishing up his marathon here in Milwaukee. Will he be back in the studio by the time we come back from break? Stay tuned and find out. Keep kicking it with us on KBN.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN.
He was the lead in the girls softball movie, the Bernstein Bears. What's it called?
800
what?
990
Tom Hanks, that movie. There's no crying in baseball. What was it?
That was A League of Their Own.
Yeah. Not Bad News Bears.
The Bernstein Bears, like the book.
Bernstein Bears. Bro, you're done.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Eastbound on 94, we've got our backups through the construction zone in Waukesha County, west of Highway G, all the way through to Highway 16, back on the brakes from 164 to Brookfield Road, and then on the brakes again from the 84th Street area all the way to 35th. Westbound's going to be tight out of the Marquette all the way towards Mitchell Boulevard. We had an earlier accident southbound on 41 right in the zoo. Looks like they were able to get that cleared out of the way. So we're just left with right now delays from Appleton Avenue down to about Burleigh. Northbound 41 backups go from Mayfair Road all the way up past Burleigh as well. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mainly clear, a little humid with a low of 63. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, very warm and humid. Chance for evening showers or storms. A high of 85 at the lakefront, 88 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
On this show, it's always football season.
And your argument was that the coaches wanted him to return it.
Yeah, I think,
and he very clearly said no.
They wanted him to take it to the house.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Play the results, are we?
That's what coaches do sometimes, yeah.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Lock in for October. Brewers postseason tickets are on sale now. Clear your schedule, claim your spot, and be here for a Brewers postseason run you don't want to miss at brewers.com/postseason.
They say seeing is believing, and when you see what's inside at American Place Casino, you better believe you're gonna love it. Because when it comes to amazing gaming, we're a real game changer. With the most exciting of table games like blackjack, craps, and roulette, the newest slots, a sportsbook, restaurants, bars, and more. So if you're ready for excitement, we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
Gabe Neitzel here. I know you've already heard me talking about how Mentality has helped me over the years, but there are others like me. Jason has been using Mentality for a while now and is loving the results.
I have gotten a handful of friends, probably a couple dozen, especially those that are closer to my age, maybe even a little bit older, because I just tell them, you got to check this out. Do not wait any longer. Just go and admit it. Yep, you're at an age where things are slowing down. I promise you, you're not going to regret it, and that's truly what I get. I'll get a phone call after, like, man, I feel like a kid at Chuck E. Cheese right now.
Learn more today at LowTUSA.com.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank. Tri-City National Bank offers a full suite of personal and business banking products at 28 convenient locations. Open your account today at the community bank that was voted Milwaukee's best bank. Learn more at tcnb.com.
Jordan Love was a limited participant in practice for a second straight day. Love was wearing a sleeve and brace on his left knee during Thursday's workout as he continues to come back from an MCL injury suffered in the season opener. The Packers quarterback said he's hopeful he can play this weekend.
I'm going to take the week and just take it day by day and see how it feels, but I'm not going to make any decision on that now. You know, I'm hopeful that I'll get to that point where I can get in there, but we're just going to take it day by day and see.
The 1-1 Packers getting ready to visit the 0-2 Tennessee Titans on Sunday. Kickoff is at noon.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank.
Concerned about fraud? Tri-City's got your back. Use debit card alerts. Help stop a card hack. You'll get notified when your card's being used so you can prevent your account from abuse. Tri-City National Bank, member FDIC.
This is Kyle Brust-Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
You are kicking it with KBN. Ben Brust is already doing his usual Friday off. No change from the summer, really. Already doing his own thing, but you got me, Brad Nortman. Most importantly, you got Kyle Wallace down in New Orleans. He's having a great time, but nothing will keep him away from KBN Nation. We have Brian D., our program director, who we know and love. Kyle, the update is 4:35. He is finishing up his marathon that he's running on the treadmill for Camp One Step. He's going to join us right here in studio. So stick around. 4:35. Brian D. will be here to talk about how that was, how his legs are feeling, and we're going to talk a little bit of Packers with him as well. But without further ado...
Is this a slow time for him then, Brad?
I don't know. I mean, you could take literally a full half a workday and just run on the treadmill. I mean, it seems like a strange thing, doesn't it?
It's for a good cause. It is. I'll give him that. Brian D's a hard worker. Some people, not saying that we work with, some people in general, they may try to take advantage of it, but it seems like it's for a good cause.
Kyle,
I know it's for a good cause.
He's the program director of ESPN Milwaukee. You're the program director of The Truth. Any chance you're willing to go on a treadmill and galvanize your troops in that way?
I'm gonna tell you this now. That's me going on a treadmill for 10 minutes ain't gonna galvanize no. Listen, I will be on the treadmill shorter than any segment that we have on any station across here. I'm gonna tell you that now. So no, it would not galvanize anything. It would be more embarrassing actually for me, for people to know exactly how pathetic I was.
Wow. I mean, well said by Kyle Wallace. I couldn't say it any better. So let's jump right to pole position.
Everyone's got their opinions, but we just happen to think some are better than others. Let's hit the polls. This is Pole Position. Pole Position on Kyle Brust-Nortman is presented by Great Lakes Dragway, a quarter-mile-long drag strip, plus a drift pad. Even drive your own car on the track. Find full event schedule and ticket information at GreatLakesDragway.com.
Yep, this is Pole Position, where we go around the polls and we try to find a definitive answer for all of the other shows out there in ESPN Wisconsin, and we have the final judgment on it. So, Chris, what do we have to start off today?
Let's kick off here with the Homer Hour, shall we? We can hear 4 to 5 weekdays across ESPN.
Ooh, that's a throwback, Chris.
Yeah, I know, right? 4 to 5 right after this program. How far will the Brewers go in the Major League Baseball postseason? Losing the wild card round 19%, losing the divisional series 29%, losing the NL Championship Series 21%, or win/lose the World Series 31%.
Oh,
Kyle, you go first, buddy.
Tough. No, that's so tough for me to answer. You know what? I'm riding off a high based off what happened yesterday with the Milwaukee Brewers, or not yesterday, 2 days ago with the Milwaukee Brewers, where the Cubs lost, we clinched, but then you still had a victory on Wednesday night as well against a really good Phillies team. You won the series, so I'm riding high off of that. So I'm going with the Milwaukee Brewers to make it to the NLCS, where we'll have heartbreak, but we will also have hope.
So yesterday on the show, I told Ben and Strofe, who were our official Brewers World Series parade leaders, who said they're all in, I don't care, heartbreak, whatever, World Series, that they're all in on it. On the show yesterday, I said, darn it, I'm ready. I'm ready to be on the World Series bandwagon, and I am fully on board to do so. So put me down for the World Series. I don't care if I'm throwing judgment and rationale to the wind. Brewers World Series, this team is too fun. I'm having too much fun watching them. Give me Brewers World Series, baby.
I ain't mad at it. I might have to join in on the fun. I can't be the only one that ain't not believing. Come on, World Series it is. Then.
Kyle, did you know what they did to me to make me prove my fandom yesterday?
Hopefully they didn't throw water on you or didn't make you want to jump in Lake Michigan. A lot of things happen when I'm not around.
No, I'm trying to figure out if we should tell you. Yeah. They made me go through the roster and the positions and say who starts at each position. And I was like, I got like half of them right. I did a dang fool out of myself. It was pretty hilarious. I got plenty of them right, though. And then they said, almost out of pity, you can be on the bandwagon.
Oh my gosh, that's
Isn't that
hilarious.
brutal?
That's
Yeah.
what bandwagon fans are for.
Exactly.
They're for people who aren't watching every single game. It's for people who love the Brewers and like baseball and want to say, you know what, I want this team to win. You don't need to know every player to be on a bandwagon.
And Kyle, you and I have been wearing the MB mitt and glove logo on our bodies, rooting for the Brewers since we were wee lads. We've been doing it way longer than them, so they can't say anything to our fanhood.
Yeah, don't let Ben. Ben just likes to jump on bandwagons and thinks he's a seam head now, so that's why he's saying that. Ben doesn't dictate who's on a bandwagon for the Brewers.
That's exactly right. Chris, what do we got next?
Let's move on to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, which you can hear 7 to 9 weekdays across ESPN Milwaukee in the morning. Is the connecting flight from Chicago back to Milwaukee ever worth it? Yes, mostly 28%. No, almost never 72%.
I mean, yeah, it's worth it. It's 100% worth it. Typically, I mean, I understand nobody likes to have layovers like that, but if you are going to have a layover, there's no better place to be able to get up and down is in Chicago. And why I say that, or actually maybe Detroit's nice too, but Chicago is 20 minutes. It's literally 20 minutes. You don't even go that high. You fly up the lake. Once you get to Chicago, you know you are almost home. The only other better place to probably have a layover, which they probably don't have, at least to my knowledge, is Green Bay or Madison, but I don't think they do that coming this way.
Yeah, you're likely not going to get a better flight ever going those places. I didn't understand this question as far as why so many people are against the layover in Chicago. Like you said,
people.
It is but it's like a 9 iron away from Milwaukee as far as flights are considered, and you can get to almost anywhere from Chicago. So if you're telling me if I fly out of Milwaukee, I get the Milwaukee security experience, parking experience, driving experience, I can just hit right over to Chicago and then go anywhere, I don't see a problem with it. And then coming back from wherever to Chicago to Milwaukee, like you said, I am almost home. So I don't think there's anything wrong with it. In fact, if I see it, particularly if the price is right, I said, let's go to Chicago for even just a minute, baby. Chris, what do we got next?
That's the only thing I want to go to Chicago for.
Yeah, that's the truth, though.
All right, let's go to Jim, Matt, and Molly, which you can hear 4 to 6 weekdays across 100.5 ESPN in Madison. With Tyler Van Dyke out for the season with a torn ACL, who do you think will be the Badgers' starting quarterback by the end of the season? Braden Locke, 35%. Mabry Matoyer, 65%.
I think it'll be Mabry Matoyer. That's how you say it, Mabry Matoyer. I've been saying his last name wrong for
it's Mabry
you know
Matoyer.
what? I have this habit of seeing like how things are spelled and just kind of butchering up the name. I've been calling like Mabry Mantor. I've been calling him a wrong name the whole time. I think we'll see at the end of the year because unfortunately, the Badgers team is going to have a little bit of struggles because we'll see how Braden locks in for this season. But I think when we get to the last 4 games of the season, the Wisconsin Badgers will want to see exactly what they have in the future because I don't think Braden's the future starting quarterback of the Wisconsin Badgers.
Yeah, Kyle, spelling and reading, not necessarily easy for the English language. Just ask our friend Ben Brust. But yes. I'm right there with you. I want to see what Mabry Matoyer has as far as being such the highly touted recruit that he was. He seems like he's a prototype, an absolute perfection of a quarterback when it comes to the air raid system. So if the Badgers are going to fully lean into this, they got to be able to find a guy that can orchestrate it how it should be orchestrated. He's 6'4", 200-some, cannon arm. He looks like he's sunshine out of Remember the Titans. So, look, Braden Locke, he seems smart and accurate, but I don't think he's the guy. And if this season is already sort of not lost completely, but bowl eligible would be a success this year, then I just say play the young guy and start looking to the future.
Brad, here's the thing for me is that Graham Mertz broke me. He broke me. I thought the Kansas Cannon, as Ben and Scalzo used to call him back in the day, I thought he was the next great thing. He came in against Illinois. I think it was like 24 for 25 for multiple touchdowns. I'm like, yes, he's coming through, the 5-star prospect. And now I just, hopefully Mabry's good. I'm really being optimistic about it, but I just can't get my heart broken again like that because Graham really broke me.
I get that, Kyle.
All right, so let's finish off pole position here with Wildy and Tausch, which you can hear 9 in the noon across ESPN Wisconsin weekdays. Is there a part of you that wants to see another week of Malik Willis to see if Matt LaFleur can conjure up another brilliant winning game plan? Yes, curious to see that, 34%. No, get 10 back ASAP, 66%.
Yeah, that's a no. That's 100% no. Again, I'm okay with Malik Willis being the starter because Jordan Love's not healthy. But I don't care what he cooks up with Malik Willis. I want him to do all his cooking with Jordan Love because I know that's a recipe for success, championship success in the future. So absolutely not. This is no. Like Destiny Child's no.
Yeah, I mean, there is a small, tiny fraction, nugget of a part of me that would be curious to see if Matt LaFleur can just do it again and be masterful in his game plan. But I want to see number 10 back out there. I want to see Jordan Love being the $55 million man, the leader and the QB1 of this team. Certainly gives them the best opportunity to win, and I just want to see that be Jordan Love. That is what we have for pole position. And before we go to break, we've been informed Brian D., our program director, is but in the last stretch of his marathon. He is going to be joining us on the other side next. So keep on kicking it with us here on KBN. But before I let you go, if I'm going 26, and I say that right now, he walks through the door. So do not leave because we're going to talk to Brian D. on the other side. If I was going 26 miles, I would be driving 26 miles. I'd be driving there in my car that looks beautiful because of Tsunami Express. Tsunami Express Car Wash is the top tier when it comes to a state-of-the-art wash technology, powerful free vacuums, and unlimited wash memberships. I mean, if you're like me and want to be a ceramic member, then you're able to get as much as you want, day after day after day of car washes, and your car's always looking fresh. Mine's 8.5 years old. Ben got into my car the other day and said, "You keep this thing in pristine condition." You know what I said? That's Tsunami Express for you. It's a go-to flawless finish and a first-class car wash every single time. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Get your first wash free when you sign up online with TsunamiExpress.com. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Go get yourself a beautiful looking car. We'll be right back with Brian D., marathon man himself, on the other side.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN.
Oh, no, not Coach Booty. People said yes, good riddance. He didn't do enough.
Not Coach Bud, but Coach Booty.
They call him Booty, Bud? Did
they call him
Coach
Booty?
Bud. You know when I said Booty.
Only his friends call him
when
Booty.
I said,
on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
On eastbound 94, looks like we've got an accident again. It's right at Mitchell Boulevard, and we've got both shoulders blocked. So just be extra careful if you're heading through that area. But let's take it back a step. We got delays basically from just east of Highway 83 all the way through to about Highway 16 through that construction zone. Back on the brakes from 164 through Barker Road all the way to Brookfield Road, and then from 84th Street to that accident scene. Westbound 94 got backups out of the Marquette all the way to Mitchell Boulevard as well. Got some delays along 41 southbound from just about Appleton Avenue down past Capitol Drive to Burleigh. Northbound's pretty heavy as well from Mayfair Road all the way up to Burleigh. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mainly clear, a little humid with a low of 63. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, very warm and humid. Chance for evening showers or storms. A high of 85 at the lakefront, 88 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
$1 million. That's big, really big. This September, Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee is handing out a cool million, and you've got a shot at winning your share. The big $1 million giveaway is here. Just play with your rewards card and you're entered to win. Couldn't be easier and couldn't be bigger. No wonder it's called the Big One. For more details, visit paysbig.com/big one. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
How would you like to own a jewelry store? Kessler's Diamonds is an employee-owned company.
And Kessler's is growing. Are you the kind of person we're looking for?
Does it make you happy to make other people happy?
Are you a problem solver?
Would you like to wake up every morning knowing that you're going to help a lot of people find joy today?
Kessler's Diamonds is people serving people.
Keep in mind that Kessler's is owned by its employees. So let me ask you this. Are you a good enough leader that you can be an owner who leads other owners?
Don't worry, you don't have to know about diamonds. We can teach you about diamonds. But the people we're looking for aren't looking for a job.
Did someone pop into your head just now?
Do you think you might know who we're looking for?
Give that person a call.
Send them an email.
Tell them to walk into Kessler's Diamonds and say to the person who greets them,
I think I want to work here.
Welcome to Kessler's.
A fantastic place to buy jewelry and a wonderful place to work.
For the store nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Lowe, Dobbs, Watson, Reed, and now Josh Jacobs? Football season is back, baby. Now's the time to set a game plan for your Green Bay and Wisconsin pigskin parties. This is Marie from Discount Liquor. We are your football party beverage headquarters. Whether you need an ice cold keg, a bottle of your favorite wine, a unique craft brew, or hard-to-find liquor, we have everything you need, all at the lowest prices in town. Come see us today at 51st in Oklahoma and Milwaukee, and on Barstow and Maine in downtown Waukesha. Voted best liquor store again.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings.
Wherever you're tailgating, we'll get you all set up with your favorite beverages. We're open daily 9 to 9 and Sundays 10 to 2. See all of our weekly specials at DiscountLiquorInc.com.
Discount Liquor.
Awarded Best of Weddings 2023 by The Knot, The Bog is much more than world-class golf. Our clubhouse ballroom offers floor-to-ceiling windows and a breathtaking full-wall fireplace. Our barn venue was inspired by the on-site barn at Hole 6, built in the 1800s. 2 outdoor ceremony sites and a variety of personalized options. Our venues are perfect for family get-togethers, weddings, showers, graduation parties, or any event you are hosting. Call The Bog at 262-292-0740 or visit thebarnatthebog.com.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Where's that higher love? I keep thinking.
The man, the myth, the manager. That is Brian D. here in the flesh, fresh off of his marathon today on the treadmill. I don't want to waste any time. I want to get right to Brian D. Brad Nortman, Kyle Wallace, Chris Larson behind the screen, and the infamous Brian D. Brian, just straight up, how are you feeling?
You know, now that it's done, I feel great, but that last 2 or 3 miles was a grind. By the way, the last time I was in studio with you guys, I broke a microphone, so I'm gonna try not to do that this time around. But done deal. 26.2 on the treadmill and supported camp one step. We've raised $1,400 sending a kid to camp this week.
Go.
So thank you to everybody for the support. It was awesome. And now I'm going to head off to AmFam Field, and I earned myself 26.2 carbless credits, right?
I will say you certainly did. I'm going to have a quick question for Brian, then I'll throw it to you, Kyle. So what was harder? This is your first time running a marathon on a treadmill.
Yep.
What's harder, doing it on a treadmill or doing it in a street or wherever environment, a normal environment?
I actually thought the treadmill was a lot harder because there's no variance, right? There's no up, there's no down. You can only control your speed, right? There's no energy, there's no crowd, there's no turns, there's no breeze. Like it's just a sterile environment. You feel like a running robot, right? So it's just monotonous on the treadmill. I'm far looking forward to doing this again in 3 weeks in downtown Chicago.
Yeah, what gets people into marathon running? I just don't understand. Like, I'm all for the cause, giving you an extra motivation. But if I had to choose, I would probably choose something else to do for the kids because, Kyle love the kids. But I can't be running no 26.2 miles.
Yeah, I don't know. I came from a running family. My dad's done 20-plus marathons, and he even did an ultra. He completed a 100-mile race, which is something I will never sniff. That's crazy to me. So I think there's some family stuff involved there. There's also just testing yourself, right? Brad, you it's probably ingrained in what you did for a living, right? Of wanting to test yourself and put yourself through hard things, albeit a punter.
Yes.
But put yourself through hard things to see how you come out on the other side. And then obviously with Camp One Step, just a really lay up why, right? And reason to do something like this and raise some money for an amazing local organization.
Yeah, and when you get the taste of it, of pushing yourself physically and mentally to that boundary, you want more. It's the craziest thing. I know that's why I felt kind of being crazy in some ways in my life. I know you're probably feeling the same way, Brian. Well, before we let you go, one marathon complete, another marathon, the real deal, in Chicago in the middle of the month. Again, just one more time, Camp One Step, who they are and how they can donate.
Amazing organization that sends kids with cancer to summer camp for a week over the summer in the Lake Geneva area. They've got other camps around the state of Wisconsin and northern Illinois as well. They give these kids all the treatment that they need while they're at summer camp. Just allow them to be kids going through a hellish situation that no kid should ever have to go through. So we've raised money to send a kid to camp for free right here on KBN. How freaking awesome is that? I'm so proud that we've got organizations like this in our backyard, in the city of Milwaukee, in the state of Wisconsin, and obviously generous fans, generous people like KBN Nation.
Sending kids with cancer to camp. Unbelievable mission, unbelievable cause. Brian, thank you for running 26.2 miles for that, KBN Nation. Thank you for raising the money. Thank you for letting us be a part of that, and we will let you go enjoy your carblesses, the Brewers, maybe a little bit of recovery, and a shower. You've earned it.
Hey, thanks, boys. Kyle, mixing a water, huh?
I got 2 bottles right here. One with what is that that stuff that people love, liquid IV.
Ooh, that stuff's good.
Yeah, there
nice
you go.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying to rally. I got to rally, fellas. I got to rally for the night.
That's a bachelor party vet right there. Good stuff, buddy.
That is. Well, we're gonna let Brian go because on the other side, we got Gary the Great. Gary Ellerson, former Packer, former Badger, who is always ready to send you into your weekend the right way. Gary Ellerson coming up next. You don't want to miss it here on KBN.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman.
Milwaukee County, you need to shovel the pathway to the lake, okay? I had to step through snow in order to get to the lake.
I think Kyle's the Karen of the show.
I think
he's high maintenance, for sure.
I think Kyle pays taxes in the county of Milwaukee that just went up, so I expect for this stuff to be piled.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. What happens when you mix a 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year with a Packers Hall of Famer?
I'm not going to get into the Kringle turnover game, so that's what it needs to be.
Kringle
I think his legs. Yeah.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Like the pastry. Are you guys being serious? You guys can't put 2 and 2
I got it. I did not get it.
They don't call themselves Racine Danish turnover. Sorry. Sometimes I wonder about you too, man.
Catch him from 9 to noon right here on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Looking for that ultimate game day hangout during football season? Welcome to Magoo's on the Mound, now open at 11 a.m. Tuesday through Sunday. With 13 TVs, you won't miss a moment of the action. Enjoy our free 100-square pool with amazing prizes and a complimentary halftime buffet. Plus, we've got great drink specials to keep you cheering. And don't forget, we offer shuttles to and from all Milwaukee baseball games. Magoo's on the Mound, where green and gold fans gather and where every game day is a win.
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. It's racing season at the legendary Great Lakes Dragaway, and our schedule of events is ready. We've still got our yearly holiday weekend races like Labor Day weekend, plus Nitrous Streetcar Brawl, Import Wars, and Night of Fire. You can also book corporate and private events. Take advantage of our season-long passes and even schedule a time to take your car down the legendary quarter mile. Go to GreatLakesDragaway.com for pricing and info. Great Lakes Dragaway, just a burnout west of I-94 on County KR. Be there.
Cheer on your UW Whitewater Warhawks as they return home to face Mary Hardin Baylor this Saturday at Perkins Stadium. These perennial Division III football national powers kick off at 1 p.m. Be there for this huge non-conference matchup on Alumni Day in Whitewater. Get tickets now at uwwsports.com or the day of. Experience national championship level college football this Saturday when the Warhawks welcome in the Crusaders at 1 p.m. Warhawk football, powered by tradition.
We've
said it before, we'll say it again. Fleet Farm has everything you need for everyday life at the best prices guaranteed. Like 5 quarts of Resolute conventional motor oil on sale for only $14.99. Or 5 gallons of Cam 2 hydraulic AG fluid, now just $32.99. And if you happen to find a lower price elsewhere, we'll match it. Any day, every day. Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life at the best prices guaranteed.
Guys, let's be honest. We like simple stuff. We like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated and uncompromising. Like an award-winning men's grooming experience from Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek on Howell Avenue, just south of Putes Road. Open 7 days a week, even Sundays. Walk in anytime, and before you know it, our talented stylist will bring you back to a simpler time. A time when you were handsome and clean. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek on Howell Avenue, just south of Putes Road. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Kyle Wallace. Right now at Universal Windows Direct, get 0% financing for 60 months, restrictions apply. For the last windows you'll ever need, go to uwd.com to schedule your free in-home estimate.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Dr. Aaron Holtebeck and his team at Holtebeck Eye Center make vision care a top priority with the latest technologies at their state-of-the-art Brookfield office. Dr. Holtebeck has been helping local patients with their eye care needs for over 20 years. And now, Holtebeck Eye Center is excited to add Dr. Nausheen Abbas to their team. Dr. Abbas is an ophthalmologist and cornea specialist that is now available to see patients. Located in Brookfield near the corner of Calhoun and Capitol, learn more about their services at holtebeck.com.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
You know what that song means? It means it's Friday. It means it's almost the weekend. And it means that Gary the Great, Gary Ellerson, our guy GE, is joining us now as we bring you into the weekend and get you ready for the Homer Hour with Homer and Gary. Gary, how are you doing? Gary, do we have you? Hey, Gary.
Is KBN there?
This is KBN. You've called the right place, Gary. How you doing?
What's up, KBN?
Gary,
we're doing great.
It's great to have you in. Now, here's how I want to start, okay?
Come on.
Kyle is in New Orleans right now. Tomorrow. Now hold on.
Yeah, Nola, baby.
I want you to power rank these trips that the KBN crew is all going to be on this weekend. Little did we know, we were all traveling this weekend. Kyle's in New Orleans right now, doing the show from New Orleans. I'm going to Jacksonville, Florida tomorrow morning. Staying at a swanky hotel on the beach, seeing friends. Cool.
Oh, wow.
Ben is in Charlotte for a wedding, Charlotte, North Carolina, and Strophy is in Nashville, living up the country music scene, maybe going to the Packer game.
Who's in Nashville? Well, hold up. Who's in Nashville?
Strophy.
Oh, my God.
So power rank those. Now, to remind you, New Orleans, Jacksonville, Charlotte, Nashville. How would you power rank those?
Don't New Orleans have to be first?
Yeah, Nola. It is. It got the best of me, Gary.
Come on, guys. I mean, the food. I mean, the mysterious women. I mean,
the bees, Gary. The bees.
I mean, Frankie Beverly. I mean, all white party. That doesn't mean to be racist and nothing like that. I mean, that's Frankie Beverly, all white party.
I can't go to that. What you talking about, Gary?
I mean, and then, golly, Nashville. I think Nashville. Yeah. I mean, that's little Las Vegas, isn't it?
It's what's turning into that Broadway street is turning into a little Las Vegas. It is wild.
That's little Las Vegas. And I'm sorry, who's in Jacksonville?
That's me, Gary.
Yeah, I've been in Jacksonville because ain't nothing in Jacksonville.
What about life on the beach?
Do they have a beach? I mean, Lil Duval. I mean, I don't know if you guys know who Lil Duval is, but Lil Duval is from Jacksonville. Leroy Butler from Duval County. But Jacksonville, man, I don't know. You got to watch yourself in Jacksonville.
Oh, you got to go to the right places in Jacksonville, Gary. So what do you got? New Orleans first, Nashville second. Yeah. How does Charlotte and Jacksonville stack up? The two teams I played for, those are last?
Well, Charlotte, as of late, was Nashville before Nashville was Nashville. But it kind of lost some of that.
Okay. Well, there you have it.
Charlotte was like really the place to be when they got the Panthers.
Yeah. I mean, the city's still grown for sure. Now, it doesn't quite have the...
But it's not quite the mecca that Nashville is.
Okay, I hear you. Kyle?
Yeah, no, Gary, Jordan Love's health has been the talk of everybody's conversation this week.
Well,
where do you
rightly
kind of
so,
stand?
Right?
Yeah, where do you stand? Should Jordan Love be playing on Sunday?
You know what? That's a great question. And here's how I feel. You're playing with house money. If you go 1-1 with Malik Willis, I'm good with that. So say if you lose. And then if we got a healthier Jordan Love for the Vikings, let's do that.
See, Gary's a smart man.
So, Gary,
I've been trying to tell him all week, Gary.
So, Gary, if Jordan Love says, I want to play, I'm 80%, I'm ready to go, I feel good, but I'm 80%, you're going to actively sit him for Malik Willis to get him to 100% next week?
You and I both know you're never 100%, right?
Okay, that's true.
That's over. So you and I both know that. But if I had to err on side of caution, that's what I would rather have. Listen, I'd rather, and sounds crazy, I'd rather lose a AFC game to the Titans than have him nicked up or hurt some sort of kind of way and not be ready for that big game against the Vikings. I mean, the Vikings could very well come in 3-0. We need to stop that train.
Yeah, see, that's the one thing you just talked about, right? Wear and tear on your body. You're always going to be hurt, so you NFL players say, and I believe it 100%. Right. But that wear and tear, let's have the additional wear and tear on that knee that he has. Let's have that be activated actually against the Vikings, where that's the first time he's seeing real game action, versus him going in the following week against the Vikings, where he's already got a little bit of that knee beat up. I just want him to be as fresh as possible for that game.
Right, and so, Brad, and so is it that right knee, right?
I think it's the left knee.
It's the left one.
Is it the left one?
Yeah, it's the left. So it's his front knee.
So that front knee then is out front. As most people don't know that. That is exposed right away. And Brad, from playing in the NFL, and I'm old school, and I played a long time ago, but if we were playing the Bears or anybody else in the NFL, they go after that knee.
Mm-hmm.
They're aware, 100%. For sure.
100%.
Gary, the game plan, when it comes to Matt LaFleur, I know we all said that was a masterful game plan on Sunday. Yeah. Can that be a repeat performance here on Sunday this week against the Tennessee Titans with Matt LaFleur? Is that what you expect?
But here's the deal. It's out there, the game plan. Tennessee saw it. I was on the radio network of the Titans today with Blaine Bishop, who played for the Titans. Mm-hmm. And they've already said they got the scouting report. They seen it, they know it, and they know they need to come in right away, 5-man line, or at least stack the line, bring the safety down in the box. So they know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
Can we block it up? Can we block it up?
That fifth man on the line, Gary, I mean, that's going to be hard to establish the running game quite like we did last week against the Indianapolis Colts. And, as I look at this and as I kind of reflect on where the Packers are at, I mean, my expectations for the year haven't changed. I still think this is a double-digit win football team. But if I go to our friends at Potawatomi and looking at the new line for the Green Bay Packers for wins, the over-under is now down to 8.5. I mean, does that concern you, or do you look at that and say, boy, that's easy money on the over?
Did you take some of my money and put down on that? Because I take that all day.
It's there for you, Gary. It's there for you.
Yeah. Did you help a brother out or no?
I mean, I can't make it happen tonight. You're around the area, right? You can go ahead and do that.
Split your bet.
Well,
I'm there
I'm there every Monday with my good friend Grant Masick, right, at the sports book. So maybe I can do it when I get there on Monday.
Yeah, I mean that is the new line, 8.5 as of yesterday because I put that bet down because I thought it was easy money. So you think it's easy money too, Gary?
Easy money, Nortman.
Yeah, I like that. I'm right there with y'all when it comes to that easy money. Gary, my last thing I have for you here is we didn't go too deep into it, but we talked about it earlier this week. Alabama, Wisconsin. Was that embarrassing? Like, where are you at? Where are you at now with our Badgers? I love the Badgers, but are you still behind Fick, or you think people are panicking too early on Fickle?
Well, they got to get rid of offensive coordinator. I'm sorry.
Oh, wow. He's just firing.
On the radio. Yeah, I mean, you got to do something there, right? You got to get that figured out. I don't think it's going to work. Here's the problem. The NIL has changed the game. So I don't know how we're playing the game in the NIL. I look at Texas. Texas got 2 of the top 5 NIL money that's out there on their roster. That Ewers guy, he's making like $3 million, and your boy Manning is making $4 million.
Dang!
Unreal. How do you compete?
Are they making more? What was the most you made in a year?
Well, you talking about when I was at Wisconsin?
No, I'm talking about. Wait a minute. Wait. I hope you weren't making no money at Wisconsin, Gary. Hey, don't answer.
Yeah, we're gonna help and save Gary right there.
I hear the music.
You hear the music, Gary. That is us, Brad Nortman, Kyle Wallace from New Orleans, Chris Larson behind the glass. That was Gary Ellerson. You got more of that coming up with Homer, our guy in the Homer Hour right now. Have a great weekend. Thanks for kicking it with us, KBN Nation.
Graphic.